Hello, I'm Billy Bobsack. I am joined by the Lord Otter.
Squeak, squeak. I'm here for art. I'm a proper artiste now.
Yes, an artiste. Chinkage,
What's up, everybody?
the Animated Moon.
Hello.
Umbrella Cat.
Hello, it's time to judge.
And Frederick Goumont.
Good evening.
Now we're going to start this off with the other actual artist roasting us because we decided to draw a cowboy cat.
Yeehaw.
So we're going to get their brutally honest shit and honest. We're going to start off with the best one, which is Tinkage's.
Hail, Wrangler.
Hail, Wrangler in the chat.
What's up?
So here's Tinkage's piece.
Okay, let's take a look here.
I think we should go look at, initial reaction, perhaps.
On all of them?
Because I've seen the other ones, so it's hard to forget them. But Tenkage's is the only one that is not facing us. It's the only one that has rotated the character, the subject.
Yeah, Lord Otter did.
Did he?
Yeah, a little bit. The face is off to the side.
The head is off 3/4.
Yeah, fuck that. I can't do that.
Now, this one's got value with the grays. It's got texture with the dotted texture on the hat, and I think that's even a line texture on the jacket. Correct?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I just sort of took a pencil and did the line texture, and then obviously erased anything that went out of the lines.
And this was done on paper?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mostly just do traditional. I don't really have like a digital pad or anything like that. But this was done on just Bristol.
Look, he's got a little rotten fish.
I really like the belt buckle.
Nice detail. Yeah.
It's Tony Tuna.
I actually really like the line work on the jacket and the pants.
Thanks.
You have a nice fur texture on the tail, around the head, and even the ears are gently tucked down under the weight of the hat there. So you're giving it weight, a little bit of weight there.
Yeah, that took a couple tries. So what I did was I just had the ears put proportioned normally and then just kind of flatten them out. Not making them look too pointed was sort of the hard part there.
It might be because of my obsession and what I've been having to do as of late for the past 3-4 years. But the only thing I really see to work on with this piece is the hand holding the gun.
Yeah.
And it's that's reasonable.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit fused, right? Like I was like, oh, how would a paw hold a gun? And I've never drawn a gun or even a cat before, so I was like, we're just gonna go with it and try to make the shape make sense,
The more I zoom into it, the more details I see. Because if you look at the scarf, you've got little paw prints that are hand stitched or something, or printed, perhaps. Who knows? Yeah. And you drew every single little paw with 4 little toes.
Yeah.
The rendering on the gun is actually really good. Is it the barrel?
I like the eyes. He's got the crazy eyes of a cat.
Yeah.
And the 2 little teethies showing there. The whiskers are a little bit noisy, though. They're kind of maybe a little bit too many whiskers, or too much in the same direction. Who knows? Yeah. But good detail.
Thanks. Yeah, the whiskers were probably my least favorite part to work on because I couldn't decide if I wanted to do a more realistic look or stick with the cartoonier look. But so I just sort of went with it. But I agree. There's a little bit too many, I think.
I'm not sure what everybody else thinks, but just with how bold the lines are for like the clothing and his hat, I wish there was like at least an outline on the very edge of like the shape of the cat himself.
Mm-hmm.
That way it'd make it a lot more cohesive.
Yeah.
Are you talking like his fur?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it would have helped kind of blend it in and make it a bit more bold.
Yeah.
Not good stuff though. Kind of a fun style.
Thanks.
He's got attitude.
Yeah. It's sort of my first time trying to work with a more cartoony style because I don't really draw animals very much or anthros or anything, but you know, I like Usagi and like DuckTales and Darkwing Duck and that kind of stuff, so sort of tried to channel that a little bit.
I like how Wrangler is saying this is Dozin Ray's hillbilly cousin. I can definitely see that.
You want me to move on, or you want to do that more so?
You can move on to the next candidate.
All right, now it goes real downhill after this.
Yeah, it really goes downhill. Have
All right,
fun.
let's take a look.
Well, thanks for having me anyway.
Yeah, Tin Kage's actually been practicing, you know?
Yeah. Disclosure.
First comment is holy thunder thighs there, Batman. Real chonkster, this one.
NDA.
I don't know, I still, there's a lot that I still really like about this. The little like ears poking through the hat. Like, I don't know, I still really like it.
It's very charming.
The one thing I would say is don't forget to put the back of the jacket. That would add kind of to the depth of the character. So a little line that shows.
Oh yeah,
There's,
you're right. That is
actual
something I
backing.
overlooked.
It's one of my favorite parts with characters with long jackets.
You also forgot to put whiskers.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't have
I think
whiskers.
I
Maybe he
traced
shaves.
them out, but I did not define them well.
You've got a little bit of shadow under the arm on one side, a little bit under the jacket, but you could have added shadows under the hat. The hat hides at least a bit of the forehead. You could have put a little shadows in there. And perhaps a little bit of metallic texture on the gun might help it give that its texture a little bit.
Very true.
I like his jowls.
Yeah, I like the double chin.
I mean, he's a chonker after all. I wanted to be sure he looked the part.
That's-
Otherwise, I think it would have looked very odd with the wide neck there. I wanted it to kind of like bulge out, like over his jacket a bit.
Okay, also, Otter, be honest. Did you put
Yeah.
his other arm behind his back so you don't have to draw the other hand?
Yes,
Every
guilty as
time.
charged.
And his arm behind the back is also holding the tail, so the tail doesn't get in the view of the reader as well.
He's got a very small tail, and he's fat. So, yeah, I think I clear that little test.
Did someone rob his shoes?
He's a cat.
Yeah, cats don't have shoes, Billy Bob. Come
Yeah,
on.
but he's a cowboy cat, so he definitely has shoes.
He can have shoes. It's just he chooses not to.
He wants to touch grass, I think.
I actually like his feet, like how it's drawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially. His hand looks, which I know like the pose would be difficult drawing like an actual paw, like grabbing onto it, but it does look more like a human hand.
Can you zoom into the hand, Billy Bob?
Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
the definition on the knuckles.
I think it's the knuckles that give that impression more than anything.
Got a
Yeah.
good detail on the gun.
Why didn't you make them one armed? So you could still have the arm there and you can just have it pinned up. There you go. Then you wouldn't have to draw the arm at all.
Why don't we just chop everyone's hands off and never have to draw them again?
Let's make them all amputees.
Well, that's why Guts only has one arm in Berserk. It's like,
Oh, of
takes less
course.
time to draw.
He also has one eye, so he doesn't have to be completely
Yeah,
symmetrical.
exactly. Just one line on that. He saves.
By the end of the
Really-
series, just the sword, yeah.
And to really save
Aaron
on
never learned how
time
to
and
draw the
effort-
second eye.
and to really save on time and effort, Puck just eventually becomes
Alright.
not Puck.
I am going to give credit for this holster. It doesn't really make sense how it is, but I do like actually the drawing of it. Shape.
Yeah, you got good detail in the seam as well, in the leather holding it together. You got a good shape, good proportion.
Albeit, what is it holding on to, Otter?
Super
Your
glue.
imagination will answer that for you.
Yes.
He doesn't have a belt that's big enough for him, so he super glued it to his leg.
Yes.
Invisibelt.
Clip on.
One thing that's missing that I would have added, giving a bit more texture to his coat, so the coat doesn't have any folds in the arm or anywhere. So adding a few folds there around the bend near the elbow, and maybe one or two folds along the sides might have given it a little bit more of that leather texture and a little bit of weight.
No, I agree. It was something I was trying out a little bit with, but it was also kind of something I wasn't really happy with. So this was kind of what I settled on.
Yeah, so Otter had basically the same thing for me. I eventually was going to try to do that with the underpit and arms and shit, and I was like, yeah, I can't do this. Just gave up.
So here's a piece of like just general advice to always watch out for when you're drawing. Is things like tangents. So, for example, the way the neck goes into the collar of the shirt underneath. If you zoom in there, that line goes right in, right? So what that does is
Right here.
on the left side, the curve into the shirt side.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. So you want to watch out for stuff like that, because what that can do is it'll flatten the shape of the different objects, and it really helps to give like a little bit of like dimension by making sure you watch out for stuff like that.
Having zoomed in on the face like this, like the expression's really good. Like I really like it. He has a kind of like sly, mischievous kind of expression to him.
I like the look of this guy. Like honestly, like this is a character.
Which is
Like a
pretty
stopwatch.
interesting because I'm pretty terrible drawing faces.
I'm actually really impressed by the proportion, like, of the drawing overall. It looks actually really good. Like, he looks like a heavy set cat.
He looks like he would have a pocket watch. It's, you know, have that in the
Yeah.
other hand.
Yeah, or a monocle or something.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah, but he
true
ate
threat
one,
with those thunderous thighs of his.
Look
So
at those
basically, I
drumsticks.
described his shape as like Godzilla.
That's accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
Let me see if I can find the main reference I had for this. Because there was one image I really referenced. Ah, yeah, here we are. That's it.
Nice.
That is a good reference.
Yes, artists need reference. Like I see now the pattern under his chin, where it comes in. He's almost wearing a vest
Yeah.
and pants.
Yeah, so my big creative process behind this, the primary thought was, what if you took this cat, you gave him a tiny show field, and then a duster coat put a cowboy hat on him and said, "Yeah, you're a gunslinger. Go wander the desert." And that's where it came from.
It's pretty accurate.
But is he wandering the desert? I mean, he's pretty fat. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
a little
usually
bit at
sign
a
of wealth.
time, you know.
Yeah.
Not very deep into the desert. He's kind of like on the side there, litter box style.
He
On the
tires
bright side,
pretty
he can
easily.
survive weeks out there.
Oh man.
Great reference, man.
All right, we have one more to do.
All right, and it gets worse. quality keeps going downhill for these. Hold up.
Garfield in the tux. I agree with that, Wrangler.
Yeah.
All right.
The eye winking makes me think of Guts instantly.
You want to know a secret? I drew one eye and I said, "Fuck the other eye. I'm not making that secret." Eye growth.
It's
Lost
almost
eye.
like there's a backstory behind that missing eye, you know?
Well, hey, I'll give you full credit. You have both hands on display.
I was gonna
That's
say.
not how it started. I was gonna use this to cover up the head, but then I realized, ah, shit! Like this thing is too.
In the wind.
Yeah, I'd have to have it draped down a little bit more.
Yeah.
Then it would work.
I mean, the tail and the poncho are both like in the same direction. It's very constant. The wind is hitting him, you could tell. And the wind is also apparently in his eye, making him like close his eye. Or could it be that he was a bit too close to the cactus there and he's like walking away from the cactus after having poking his eye out or something?
Yeah. Something like that.
You've got a holster as well. The gun is, he's got a gun too, but the gun is in the holster. Belt buckle
I
as
could
well.
not draw a gun. I could not draw a gun in a fucking holster. I just said, fuck it. Like,
Oh, come on. I showed you exactly how to do that when you came into my stream last time.
Yeah, and I took the information and went, all right, can't do it.
All right, let's see. Did you get bored of drawing the buttons, or got four of them?
Only 4. He's civilized, you know?
You can stop at 4, but I would make the fold of the vest kind of open above the 4th one, or the first one, depending how you count them. You got a nice touch of detail on the hat with a little, little leather strap and a kind of, is that a bull detail or a cat detail, perhaps? Yeah,
Something kind of cat. I don't
it's a
know.
Transformers logo, I can tell.
Yes. Obviously.
Fan of-
Yeah. Oh, you got 2 cacti in the back. I hadn't seen the one on the left there. Okay, interesting.
And
And there's even a
well.
looks like there's a character underneath the cactus there.
I really
What-
like his name, Clint Meowwood.
That's great.
Yeah. You got
That cactus is
good
pretty good.
fur texture a little bit. You got the scowl. The expression is there.
Well, I like
He's got a
this.
scowl and he's holding a cigarette.
I like the striped poncho.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of start losing my shit after doing that because I realized I was like wonky now.
And now you know what it feels like to be an artist.
Yep.
Just do that every day.
Yeah, you come up with the design, you think, oh man, that's cool, and then you have to draw it 500 more times, and you're like, freaking kill me.
See, that's the brilliancy of Hergé with Tintin. Like he was like, okay, this is my main character. How can I draw him the simplest possible? Because I'm going to be drawing in every panel for every book.
Oh, and that cactus was annoying, by the way. Just
I
trying
see
to
you-
figure out- I kept pulling up different references.
You even have that. What's that? The name of that little dust plant at the bottom right?
Tumbleweed.
Tumbleweed.
Yeah, I tried. I don't like it. I even tried putting lines to show that the wind's blowing that way.
Yeah, but you could still tell what it is.
What are those shoes?
Yeah, those are cowboy boots.
Much as I could do.
It's
I
like
just said
push
pocket
slippers.
triangle.
It's really just the angle at which they're drawn that throws me off. Like, I see what they're supposed to be. Like, you can kind of tell just from the crease about midway down what they are.
Shoes from the front angle are kind of hard to draw.
Yeah, and I have no experience drawing shoes for feet or anything.
I mean, you put a lot of detail on the pockets, like the lining of the pockets. Like every stitch is drawn. Even the belt. This cat has a belt, and he's got a buckle with the same insignia as on the hat. And you got a lot of little straps there holding the belt up. Very detailed, very designed.
Yeah, it doesn't got a zipper on the front of his pants, but boy, oh boy, you got pockets.
Pants? You see pants? Oh yeah, you got pockets. So yeah, by definition, it's pants. Okay. This.
The what?
You need some folds on the pants a little bit, and perhaps a zipper in the front.
No, first of all, I asked you about the zipper, and then I went, it looks stupid every time I tried it, so I said, fuck it. He just has a giant bulge. There you go. His dick is all the way down there.
They're just joggers.
Yeah.
No, well, look, if you zoom in on my camera for a second, I'll show you. I've got a dude here who's got wearing jeans, and he's got the little zipper. Let me see if I can bring it up here. See, you just got a little line straight down that goes not all the way, and then you got another line here that kind of goes diagonal before coming up parallel, and then you give it a little curve because it's it's cloth.
Yeah. Like I said, I tried drawing one. I really hated how it looked, so I just chose not to continue.
Well, you gotta get up at 4 a.m. and draw zippers for 2 hours every day, man.
Got to learn them fundamentals like zippers.
Got to learn them zippers.
Break out that light box.
Righty. Next time we do this, we're gonna do jism.
I'm sorry?
Beg your pardon?
Everyone needs to draw jism.
Mm-hmm. So, he's Ison's step cousin.
Huh.
So now you gotta draw a humanoid, kind of.
He sounds like Isom's hornier cousin.
Yeah. Well, he's Ison's
Moving
pimp,
differently. Yeah.
But he has wisdom in his post-nut clarity.
Oh boy. What are you, Umbrella Cat?
Yes?
He's been blank, okay?
That's because I'm looking up reference pictures.
I'm trying to think about what I want to work on today.
You're gonna draw Casper.
Did you see my... I've got a couple of stuff to work on tonight. I've got this Iron Fist and Lady Death also that are in the works. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of inking tonight.
Why do you want to draw Sheetrock?
Sheetrock?
That Lady Death looks fantastic.
They're
Thank you.
both really good.
Yeah, Iron Fist looks great too. Dragon looks fantastic.
Yeah, Chinese dragon there.
That's fun. Cool character to draw too. Iron Fist, I like his costume.
Yeah, he's pretty dope. He's got that Bruce Lee kung fu vibe there.
Yeah. It's hard to make that yellow and that lime green look good on a costume too, I think.
Yeah, luckily this is a black and white piece.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
Listen, that's what they're gonna draw. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna constantly make everyone work on their craft.
Well, little do you realize, Billy, but I'm already an expert at my craft. It's through a little tool called Stable Diffusion. It is an artist tool, and I am already a master at it.
So you learn from Shad. I got you.
Yes.
Clearly, the most artistic of artistic people to exist, correct?
Well, clearly.
Prodigy.
Oh yeah, Anime Man. You also had some. You took pictures of the comic, right?
Oh no, I didn't.
Motherfucker. I had Anime Man.
See, I sat down and I was like, oh, I should do that. And then I sat there and I thought, I don't know what to take pictures. And I got bored and worked on my computer.
Come on, I specifically. Come on, yeah. Oh boy.
I know, I just couldn't think of anything.
Spurg, or not Spurg. Tell us about indie animation.
Indie animation? Well, there's a lot going on, that's for sure. It's going to be kind of interesting to see where it goes. With the different projects happening and whatnot. But the biggest thing, though, is like friggin' nothing's really coming out of Hollywood right now. I mean, there's a couple things, but like a lot of it's like everything's like so IP based now. It's like the only way you're going to get a show made is if you strap it to another IP, right?
Pixar just came out with a film I saw. They had a okay opening, it seems. I haven't been following them recently, but apparently they're non-woke this time.
Was that Inside Out 2 or whatever?
Yeah, I believe, yeah.
Yeah. I guess it was scheduled to do all right. We'll see how well it does. Pixar is kind of hurting, honestly. So we'll see. Yeah. But honestly, that's why I'm excited about the indie animation movement, is because it's like, well, you're not going to get a show made, chances are, via Hollywood, right? Like that just doesn't really happen anymore. And there's probably exceptions, but like a lot of the time what ends up happening is it'll like production will get along, and then like some kind of management will change. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, by the way, we're canceling like these dozen projects and yours is involved, right? And so what a lot of people are doing is they're just like, well, screw it. Like if it's going to be a hassle anyway, why don't I just make the darn thing on YouTube and call it a day? I know someone doing that where it's just like, he's not waiting. It's just like, I'm just going to make it. And it's like, yeah, that's how it has to work now, you know? So we'll see. I do want to get more involved with stuff like that down the line.
Are you planning on animating any of your comic book that you're working on? Or are you going to do any like promo animations or trailer?
I'll probably do a trailer for that comic at some point. For the like campaign and stuff like that when that eventually happens. But as far as like adapting it to animation, like other than the short film I already made, I don't have any plans because like it's way too much freaking work.
Oh yeah.
And so I do have an idea though with a friend of mine. We want to sit down and see if we can make like a really short point and click adventure game based on it.
Okay.
Ooh, very
so
good.
I'll do, and when I say like very short, I mean like 3 screens, right, and 1 puzzle, if that, right? And so we're gonna see about making that happen. I'm mostly gonna be doing a lot of the work because like it's gonna be mostly the artwork. So I'll do animation for that for sure, which it'll be fun animating those characters again. So.
All right, looking forward to it.
I've got other stuff I want to animate as well, though. We'll see. Takes so dang long.
Right? Just making comics takes a long time.
Yeah, it does. And that's unfortunately that's going to be one of the big things that really kind of like indie animation is going to be really fighting against is sustainability, right? Is it possible to make something like so popular, so well done, so polished, so like recognized that it actually is able to kind of support itself? And the only one I can really think of right now that has like full on crossed that threshold is Amazing Digital Circus. Kind of insane, like how popular that got. I'm not really crazy about it, but like it definitely has its audience.
I haven't heard of it. Insane Digital Circus.
Amazing Digital Circus.
Amazing Digital Circus.
know
Oh,
some
really
of it.
accentuating the pose, Frederick.
Well, yeah, that's my job. See,
I'll poke someone's eye out.
well, that's why there's depth. They're not on the same plane.
Well, listen, if he gets pushed, and then he turns his head right there, boom, blind.
It's out of an eye. Yep.
We call that conflict or character development.
What is she holding?
It's
Oh God! Oh God!
It's a notepad, you pervert.
Mm. Don't look like a notepad right now.
You'll see. I'll make sure of it.
Oh man. Umbrella Cat, what are you drawing?
I have actually been wanting to draw more in a realistic style, just because I usually do go for like the mix between, like almost manga, anime, with a little bit of a Western style, cartoonish, illustrative. So I'm trying to do more realistic, which I have done in the past, but it's been a while since I've done any, so I'm practicing.
Look, even Herman's doubting you,
Great.
Frederick.
A notepad, right? It's not finished yet. You'll see. I'll highlight the metallic spiral holding the notepad together. So people always jump to conclusions nowadays. It's terrible, terrible, terrible.
Since we got you here, Tinkage, you saw Dragon Age 4, right?
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it. I
What
didn't
did it
pay a
look
lot of
like?
attention, honestly.
Yeah, it's probably for the better.
You should. Did you watch the gameplay thing of it?
No, I
The
haven't
trailer
seen
came out.
the gameplay. No, I just saw a couple of screenshots and people complaining about it. So I figured, oh, right on track.
Well, the trailer came out and everyone was shitting on it. You had some people coping. Yeah, you had literally one dude made a video because it got announced that their gameplay was going to be showed the day after. There's like a 20-second clip of them just walking out and like, "Hey, look, guys, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's already looking fantastic. This 5-second clip of them walking."
I did see a meme with like the art, criticizing the art progression. It was basically like how everything looked kind of badass before, and it's just gotten more and more kind of cuddly over time. It doesn't look like Dragon Age at all, you know.
That kind of started with 3 Inquisition.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
was
started there, but it still looked vaguely like Dragon Age. What I'm seeing of 4, it does not even look like the same series.
Looks like a phone app, like a game on your phone or something, like the art
Well,
style.
you have a Twink Canary now.
Oh boy.
You know. The fucking race is supposed to be like big, giant, fucking bull-looking people.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll get right on that pre-order. Yeah.
Yeah, that dialogue was horrendous in that fucking trailer. And the trailer and the gameplay. The gameplay was really bad. It looks like
No sense at all, because that's what made the first game especially so good, in my opinion. Gameplay.
right. Well, get rid of all that, and you have really shitty lines. Horrible facial animations. It looks like it's back in PS3 and Xbox 360 era.
Also,
Quality.
the level design is a straight line.
Yes. Oh, and the fucking Fae creatures. Now, Tinkagu, we know from Dragon Age, even Origins and 2, even.
Yeah.
The fucking Fae demons are like these fleshy, nasty creatures. I might have to pull up what they look like in this fucking game.
Alright.
Not to mention, the first thing you see is a giant, like, sci-fi ring thing around the city with a flashlight.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Here, I'm gonna pull it up. But I still see people coping on it and saying that it was great. Looked great.
Oh, by the way, I'm making another cat, and it is through my own hard work and skill, as you can see here.
Oh man. Okay, this is interesting.
Oh, you know, this is what you need to do, Otter.
Wow,
Take
look at that.
take all 3 of our drawings and then
It looks like a
process
business
them together.
tycoon.
That's great, man. I love that.
Otter, you
These
need to
are
take
actually
our
not
3
terrible.
drawings.
Yeah.
You need to take our 3 drawings and run it through AI and see what the fuck it makes.
Yes. If you
So
can
long
do
as
that.
it's fine with everyone, I will.
Yes. Get everyone to sign an NDA.
Yeah.
NDA, NDA.
Yay.
This one's slightly cursed, but I still kind of like it.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at these others.
But it goes back to what Animated Moon was saying, though. You have all these IPs that get pushed, right? So people have a love for all these IPs, and they just keep getting, essentially burned to the ground. And you're going to have the diehards that want them to be good, and they almost don't want to let go. And I think that's sort of what's happening with Dragon Age 4.
Look
You
at that. You got a fucking rings like sci-fi station with a flashlight.
What is going on?
By the way, a fantasy game.
Yeah, this is
Oh, boy.
like George R.R. Martin style, like low magic medieval fantasy. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you were going with something like Gene Wolfe, who tends to blend sci-fi and fantasy, I could understand that. But it's Dragon Age.
Look
What
at
you guys
that.
doing?
That's from the phase.
It looks like it either comes from League or freaking
Oof.
Shadow Raiders or whatever it's called. Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our sponsor.
I was gonna say,
That's your shades, the little minion Fae creatures. Your gameplay is like a shitty Dragon Age, or not Dragon, Dark Souls, God of War now.
seemed to flow pretty good, at least. Yeah, this seems much different than the ones I've played, anyway.
No, it doesn't really look like it flows well. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I see
No,
it.
not this clip.
It
The,
looks like
the first
it's
clip you
funky.
showed, I thought was.
The more I
You know what
watch
this
it, the
looks
more-
like?
What is this reminding me of? This is reminding me of
This-
something.
This looks like that really crappy D&D game that came out a couple of years ago that everyone forgot about because it was just so boring.
Oh, the Dark Alliance remake?
Yeah, yeah.
I love the first Dark Alliance.
Oh, and you have to pull up a menu to activate an ability.
That's a little annoying.
Yeah. Like if you're gonna go the full, action route, why
Yeah.
don't you just have the abilities to click them and activate them during.
It's a quick way to break immersion when you're trying to play.
All right, so I have I've redone, by my own hand, my own hands, my own work, my own effort, the image that is Tenkage's as a reference.
Okay.
So we know how the original looks, right? Let's see what the machine ended up making for us.
The heck?
What the
Like
fuck?
those legs. Are those clips? Those are not clips. Yeah.
I'm
Or
not
at least he has
entirely
his
sure what
badge.
they are.
You know what? We all kind of made Bandit outlaw cat instead of like a sheriff. Thinking on it now.
Yeah, I was so tempted. I had a early sketch that had a sheriff badge, but I decided just wasn't room for it.
Also, he has 3 arms, 3 hands.
And there's a baby kitten there.
Yeah, there's a
pup.
baby cat. It must be something with a prompt, but it's really wanting to have more than one cat.
What the fuck? Zoom in on that one.
World.
He has eyeballs on his paws or something like that.
That
You
canister.
see, this is a very underappreciated masterpiece here.
Oh my god, how is it gonna look on a horse if it's doing this? To
You are a
Tenkage's?
true artist, Otter.
I know, right?
Yeah. What is
I don't
going on
know
there with
what
the
that
feet?
thing
What in the world?
Oh, it's
That
so
just wants to
funny.
be put back together, it looks like.
And number 4.
Save that one. Save that one. Look at the fucking cat on his hip. Zoom in on that.
Doesn't look real. It's like a keychain or something.
Zoom in on that for the love of God.
Oh my lord. I'm gonna have to open this up in a separate tab.
The fucking eyes on that kid. It's stoned out of its mind.
Incredible.
Oh my
This guy
God.
is having the
Early
time of
the
his life.
future of art.
We're screwed.
Oh God. That's hilarious. Jesus Christ.
A true
Why is it doing
masterpiece.
this? Like, it's not even close to fucking Tenkage's.
It's a little higher in the creativity, but it's also the prompt, whatever it has up here, that will affect it. And of course, whatever model it's using.
Huh.
Can you tell it to just color it without altering the drawing?
You can make it to where it's a lot closer to the original image.
Alright, where are we going with this symbol cat?
Hands. Hands.
Yeah,
Boy of hands.
Is that a woman or a man?
Is this a woman? Why?
Okay.
It's a woman.
Okay.
In the eyes.
I'm gonna have to just draw this hand from scratch.
And there we go with the shadow.
You see, it's a notepad.
Sure.
Sure. So you say.
It's a notepad that has 3 speeds.
All right.
And we broke him. What? Made his worst.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, it was too low. I had it set to about a little under halfway. It's like you have to air higher whenever you're using a reference image because it wants to stick to the original image pretty closely.
And there goes his hand.
I hate this.
Do I need to play the clip, the one short video?
I hate this.
I don't have any money. I'm an artist. I want you to draw me a drawing.
Draw me like one of your French girls.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
So
Of a
I've been
hand.
This
been
just got
practicing a
more
lot
interesting.
of like figures and perspective, but like another thing I've been focusing on is shapes, and it just seems like no matter how simple you try to break it down, the hand it's like the hand is just a square with some cones or whatever, right? But it's not that simple.
Tin
It's like
Kage.
it would
It's
be.
really not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
look
because
at
your
this face.
even your square is actually 4 cones.
Right.
So it's kind of a curvy square a little bit. And then you got these chunky palm muscles, one for the thumb and the other is just like subcutaneous fat.
Yeah. Hey, go back to that picture though.
Stick figure technician.
Hell.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah, here.
There it is.
That's kind of cool. I mean, the gun, I think he missed the shot on the gun,
Yeah. It's just
but the face looks really,
a little tail, man.
yeah, the tail's got sprouted a second cat.
It's a good backstory. They were twins, but didn't work out.
Coin joined twins at the tail.
So the tail cat got the shit end of the deal, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That collar looks pretty good though.
Yeah, that's the thing with AI. It does certain things very well, and then it in other areas like hands, eyes, feet.
It totally-
Sometimes with other having more than one face in
Yeah.
the image, it just completely screws up.
It gave away the fact that I didn't draw the other hand either. If you see it on the right, I kind of tried to have
Wait,
both
wait.
in the pocket, but
So I'm the only one who drew 2 hands.
yes, you are.
You got that going for you, Billy.
But only one eye, so it kind of,
Billy
There's
Bob,
a story behind the eye, you know?
you drew as many hands and as many tails as the other participants combined.
Yeah, because I'm the. No, Tin Kage drew a tail.
Oh, right. I forgot there was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
we
All
actually
right,
had
Otter, you're gonna have to
the
put
idea,
in yours
so-
now.
All right, I'm trying to get it to where it'll at least color this in. So far, it's not wanting to.
You might have to put like flats or anything color.
What brain dead genius decided to make art a freaking like IT troubleshooting session? Why would you want to do that?
Congratulations, engineers.
Well, I mean, it's the kid who drew really shitty anime stuff in high school and never got
It
past it,
probably is.
and then said, "You know what? But I did learn how to do computer shit."
Computers are my friends. They'll draw for me.
Well, this is kind of colored in.
Yeah.
People had the same conversations about Photoshop when Photoshop came up. Like people were like, "You
Oh my
can't,
God, it
call-
got worse.
you can't use Photoshop. It's cheating. It's the computer. It's not art."
Those cats are staying strapped, huh?
That is.
I don't know what's going on with the tail or the hands.
The shirt.
Well, it
Sure.
has
We
3
don't see
tails.
every day.
Got a shirt
Oh
that is
my
the same
God.
pattern as his fur.
He has a cat for a hat.
Save
Is
that
a
one.
Bitcoin
I'm saving
logo?
this one.
The cat is the hat.
Bitcoin logo in the middle of the hat there.
Wow.
Almost.
Almost.
What's the story behind this? Oh, I get it. He killed that fucker because he was taking off with his lady friend. So he killed him and he decided to make clothes out of him, you know? That's the story. That's what we're going
And this
with.
isn't even a cat anymore. She has a cat
That's
hat.
a child.
What in the world?
The hat has ears too.
The hat does have
the top
ears.
of a cat head. If you see it really close there.
What's with this cat? I have no clue what's happening with this cat.
God,
Also,
I can't wait to see.
I hate the
Nice.
expression here. She looks like Those are like doll eyes. They don't look like real eyes.
That's what Frequency said. He's gonna wear a human-themed hat.
Of your enemies.
Yeah.
This is probably the best out of all of them.
Oh boy.
I think it's cool that it picked up what I was sort of trying to do with the hat. You know, the little textures. But everything else is just...
It's just not good at drawing cats with guns.
It's really not.
All right, Otter, time to put yours in now.
All right.
Yeah.
See what it does.
Let's see how bad this gets.
It just
Immaculate.
puts up a picture of Godzilla.
Could happen.
I could change this prompt if I want to. I don't know if I want to, though.
That would be.
Are you trying to tell us something, Animated Moon?
Shut up, I'm sleepy.
So those of you who draw digitally, how long did it take you to sort of adjust to that? Or was that what you started with? Or
Personally, I really started with digital, and it's kind of funny, Frederick, that you mentioned like the same conversation happened with like Photoshop and everything like that. The truth be told, being a purely digital artist, for the most part, I actually am inclined to agree with the people who down-talked Photoshop when it first came out, and here's why. Because there's a lot about starting out digitally, the conveniences of digital, that do restrain you from learning fundamentals. And so that's kind of been an interesting thing. Like, I love digital. I love working digital. It's great. It's freaking fantastic, right? Super convenient, right? But you have to be conscientious of what it's not teaching. And it's the same thing with AI, right? So I don't have any issue with like AI. It's like, oh yeah, just color this in for me, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's animation. If it could just like color it in for me, freaking fantastic. Let's do it, right? But it's the second that it starts being like, oh yeah, we'll take care of the fundamentals for you. It's like at that point, you aren't going to learn good art because you're not actually learning.
And that was sort of my approach, is like when I decided to go back and learn how to do all this, I was like, I'm just going to start traditional because that's what I'm familiar with from when I was younger. And like you said, I just want to make sure I learn all the fundamentals. And then it does seem like when you get it more into the digital side of things, the speed, the amount of work you can put out seems to be, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, it seems to be a little bit greater.
With digital? Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, just like from the efficiency side of things.
Oh yeah, it's way more efficient, right? That's why digital tools are great. That's why I use them, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Look at those
so
hands, man. That's awesome.
so we'll see. I'm hopeful with the whole AI thing that people will kind of wake up and go, oh wait, how about we actually develop tools that artists use, you know, that actually like build on the fundamentals rather than try to replace them, you know?
My
That's
theory
totally
is that
possible because there's money there for sure. Yeah.
my theory is with that AI, it will kind of get a lot of people to start asking for not art that's just made by humans, but specifically hand-drawn art.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a while back we did like with what was it, Kahuna, I think, did the top favorite anime list, and a lot of mine are hand drawn for that reason. I just like hand drawn animation, hand drawn books. Something about it just looks better to me. But digital's coming a long way too, so I've seen a lot of stuff that I like that's digital too. So
Well, you can definitely learn your fundamentals with digital. I've put a lot of work into that.
yeah.
I've been getting better.
It was something I noticed with while I was watching the Record of Lodos War OVA. It's like the story for that, if you really break it down, is really rough, but the animation is top notch. It's incredible, and you don't see that kind of animation anymore.
the backgrounds as well. Actually, what's really interesting, so there's a really good video a guy put out. It's a 4-hour video that's kind of this tribute to anime backgrounds, the history of anime backgrounds. It's one of those things that not a lot of people think about, right? A lot of people are mostly paying attention to the fight scene or the animation or whatever. But my word, the contribution of work that Japan has done to the world of backgrounds and background design is just incredible. And what's really interesting is that, for a long time, of course, they were traditionally done.
Mm-hmm.
And recently, like within the last 6 years, a studio has cropped up, and they've gone back to that digital look, and it looks phenomenal. So you have the new Dororo series that came out a few years back. That has hand-done backgrounds, and they're magnificent.
Yeah, and you go back and you look at some of those older animes or older cartoons, and some of them have traditionally drawn. Some of them have some issues, and the digital remastering, they go back and kind of clean it up. That's another cool thing about digital art too, is the ability to fix a lot of that and remaster a lot easier.
Just so long as they don't go in and say, "Oh, we're going to upscale it to 60 frames per second."
Yeah,
going to
sure.
freaking kill those people.
I don't want that. Not at all.
Gosh. Cat girl for
Good
your
on
dog.
60 FPS.
Why did it turn into a
I
child?
don't know.
I keep turning him into a child.
It keeps wanting to make it looks like a camera almost, like the old cameras.
Yeah, it does not look like a revolver. It's like the AI is just refusing to make it a gun. It wants to make it like a camera or like a Gauss gun or something like that. I'm saving this one. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
That's a work of art.
It's a catapede.
Yeah. Needs a long smoking pipe or something.
I don't like this one. I just don't.
I don't like. What is that girl's intentions with that cat there?
I don't know, and the cat
Good.
doesn't look very comfortable either.
Wow. Yeah. No.
And she's a cat hybrid. Go back. She has cat ears and a cat tail coming out.
Yes.
Wrangler. Ask AI to convert Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel painting.
All right, do it, Otter.
The
Michelangelo.
Ren and Stimpy art.
All right. Are we doing it from scratch, or are we using your image as a reference?
You're doing the Michelangelo. Look up the painting and put it in there.
All right.
See what the AI does.
See, I've only ever used Midjourney.
Midjourney's pretty solid for the
Yeah.
most part, anyway.
It's great for things like thumbnails and icons and all that.
Surprised you're actually drawing the sound effects in the page.
Looks great.
You're on mute, Frederick.
As I was saying on mute, it's easier to get it like behind the object and carving, and there's some stuff that's when you do it digitally, it really looks digital as well. So there's a nice kind of warmth to doing it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell are you eating?
Peanuts. That's why I was on mute.
It's definitely an
Alright,
open.
back to Umbrella Cat. Well, something Wong.
Go with the mouth.
Alright, no pressure, Umbrella Cat. We're all watching.
We're all shoulder surfing.
There's 10,000 people watching in the future.
Yes, someday.
This is the single most important drawing you will ever do.
This is the only video that survives after the apocalypse.
Hold on.
You represent all of humanity to an alien species.
Let's draw those
Look
inset
more.
teeth. Yeah.
Why does it look so funky? Maybe flatter.
There is one thing I like about old school paper and pencil is the you have a nice original at the end. It's nice to to be able to sell it off and have people display it in their homes and things like that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
When I got all my art supplies and stuff, I picked up some 11 by 17, smooth Bristol for comic book paneling and stuff. So I'm not quite ready, but I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, it's a nice paper. It's nice. It's smooth. It absorbs the ink really well. It's what's used by most pros in the comics.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Did you get the blue line with the to delineation or pure white?
I got pure white this time around. I'll go the blue line route, I think, when I have a little more experience. Or maybe I should have done it the other way around, but
I just use blue line for pages and pure white for like covers and pinups and stuff usually.
Well, I now have Ren and Stimpy art based off the Sistine Chapel.
What in the
my.
world?
this is the future, by the way.
Absolute art.
I mean, yeah, I'd see that in a museum, to be honest.
Yeah.
It belongs in a museum. All right.
Yeah, dude on the right there.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Ugh. I think it's a bit too creative.
A bit too creative.
Deeper being.
I love the sitting pose you have there, Animated Moon. It
Thank
takes
you.
forever to try to do that. Yeah.
I've drawn it a couple of times. Actually, truth be told, this spoon needs to be a little bigger.
I think I think stylizing art is really cool, like the cartoony style and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree, Wrangler. Welcome to AI art. It never gets disturbing. Not whatsoever. I think these are getting progressively worse.
That tends to happen. Oh my.
This almost looks like Salvador Dali if he drew more cartoony.
Yeah. The expressions are kind of funny in that one.
I mean, they're really creepy, to be honest.
Yeah.
And this is why ideas spawned from AI art would make some really good horror stories.
Was it trying to make a beholder?
Mixed with Stimpy. That's kind of what it
Yes.
looked like.
Kind of looks like it.
That's terrifying.
Oh my god.
I hate how lifeless it looks like it's like it's the definition of artificial life. It's so wrong.
Soulless.
Uncanny
Yeah.
Valley.
Very soulless.
Yeah, it's just like I'm a cute mascot character, right? No, you're not.
All right, see if you get rid of that tag and just run it through and see what it does without the Ren and Stimpy shit.
What do you want for the prompt?
Star Wars. There you go.
All right. This isn't going to
Star
get
Wars
hurt.
Acolyte.
Oh gosh.
Oh no, 10K gay. Your internet's going bad for some reason. What happened?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's really strange.
Uh-oh. Someone abandoned us. She left. She ran away from you, Otter, with the bad AIR. She said, no more. Free me from this prison.
No more.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was one thing about the gaming trends and shit. We've been on like a Dark Souls kick for the last 7 years now.
Oh yeah.
Where every fucking game has to just copy it.
I mean, it's not
So is this
the
the
worst
greatest
gaming
game, then?
trend.
What, Otter?
I mean, it's not the worst gaming trend to come out over the last couple of decades, but it
Actually, it kind of is, just because they don't do well as they're not like FromSoft games, so they don't do it well, and usually it's really shitty attempt at it.
I'll still take the Souls-like imitators over the Ubisoft open world. Map is just littered with useless icons.
What are you talking about? We still are stuck in the fucking open world. We had a Halo game, Halo Infinite. That shit fucking game was an open world for no reason. That came out in 2021.
Strangely, these are not terrible.
He says that while we're on Fredericksburg.
Not Fredericksart. This.
Why are they all female?
I
What do you
mean,
think?
aren't you aware the Force is female? Because you know that's completely accurate and completely flawless argument.
First of all, it's called the Thread. Get up to date.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Also, look at their eyes.
As of Acolyte number 3, it's not the Force anymore. It's the Thread.
Oh, I know what we need to do. We're going to do a blank one. And it's going to be SJW Star Wars.
Ooh, I like that one. You got a big ray head there.
What? The fuck?
That helmet.
He ate the Wookiee.
It's like he's using Chewbacca as a fursuit.
Keep that man away from Wookiees, huh?
I mean, it's still less woke than Disney, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you need to put S or put like leftist or some shit, whatever the tag is. Put it in there and put Star Wars.
You still want the Sistine Chapel as a reference? Or do you
No,
want it
we're gonna
blank?
go completely blank.
All right.
Matter of fact, the AI didn't really use the 16th chapel at all.
Well, it uses it as a vague reference, and it always depends on what you prompt it for, because sometimes it'll be really close to what the image is that you're putting into it. Other times, it'll just go off the deep end.
Oh, at Anime Moon, you were talking about kids getting more into retro games and shit.
Oh yeah.
Trend of that.
So I've seen a lot of artists use that light blue for the initial figure. Is that something you'd recommend? Because I mean, it looks like it works pretty good for finding just a general like shape orientation.
Well, the way the method that I've kind of found is I actually draw it in just black and white,
Okay.
right? Just with the pencil because I like the feel of that. But
Yeah.
then in Clip Studio Paint, if you hit Control B, or let me see, where is it? Yeah, layer color. If you hit layer color, then you
Okay.
can quickly turn it to just blue. That's the default, and it works,
Oh,
so I
okay.
don't really bother. And then yeah, that just helps me clarify
Clean it
where
up a little.
my lines are. Yeah.
The blue used to
Um,
come from the non-reproduction part of the line. Like, basically, you could sketch out your big lines in blue, and they would never photocopy. You wouldn't scan.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that makes
They're-
sense.
they're
Yeah.
light in the value, yeah.
So you can find specifically pencils that say non-photo blue, and I even have found some that you can erase that are kind of like for what do you call it? Those little mechanical pens.
Yeah, that's what I have. I have
And,
those, load the lead into them.
Yeah. So I use it from time to time. Now I like pencils too. So
Mhm.
personal taste.
Now it looks like we are getting some surprisingly cohesive artwork,
boy.
though it's still cursed. This guy has a really large head.
This looks like a Disney poster. Like this looks like a Star Wars poster.
Yeah, because they all look
It
the
really
same.
does. Also, I love how AI just fucks up eyes.
So where are all the black people?
Well, you see, this Star Wars movie, it doesn't meet the quota for inclusivity, you know? Disney really needs to step up their game. The Wookiee here is really cursed.
R2D2 is looks like he's getting a blaster to the head there.
Either that or he's somehow holding a lightsaber. Either way, it doesn't look very pleasant. What's with this stormtrooper and he's shooting 2 lasers out of his blaster?
Not against it.
I mean, I'm not either, but
It does look like a lightsaber though, doesn't it? Like a dual, like 2 lightsabers there coming out of the blaster.
Double barrel blaster, man.
it's brand spanking new technology.
The bottom left there, that's the shortest lightsaber I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, that is tiny. Also,
Well, that-
look at her thumb.
Friggin'
Hitchhiking.
Star Wars champion of the galaxy.
The thumb wars.
That sounds like a great satire.
It
on Star
was.
Wars, yeah.
That was a thing.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh.
15 years ago.
Oh man, I must have missed that. To go back and find that.
I think she would
Sounds
lose at the
hilarious.
thumb wars. You're not escaping from that.
It's a putter knife.
Also, what is going on with this lightsaber?
I don't know, but that guy's face right next to it, he's just as confused.
Also, I don't know if that's supposed to be BB-8 or... I don't know, and I'm not sure I want to know. And here is a lightsaber butter knife.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't put lightsaber whip in the prompt. They're all the same size, which is usually you see different sized people on Star Wars posters, but here they're all like realistically. It's like a group photo. It looks like high school.
It's homogenized.
What the fuck am I seeing now?
And what happened to Darth Vader and his hat?
Well, he became Mother Teresa. Yeah.
Is his hand naked holding a blue lightsaber?
Yes.
Canon.
Wrangler's saying, now I want to see Crocodile Dundee with a lightsaber version of his hunting knife. Now that's a knife.
Oh, what happened, Umbrella Cat?
I'm just drawing whatever tonight. So there is this one website. I don't know if everybody's heard of it or not. It is called Pose Maniacs, and it is a very good resource for, you know, looking up reference poses or whatnot.
Yeah, I have used that in the past.
Yeah,
Thank
there are some
I'm
interesting
definitely going to use
poses.
this. Yeah.
I've never tried it before, but it's very good for seeing like the musculature throughout different poses.
And there's one that's just an ass shot.
Yeah, there's some questionable poses on here.
Go up. Go up.
It's
Right
artistic expression,
Up, up.
okay?
Go down, go down.
I told a buddy of mine that I grew up
You're
with that I
one.
was getting back into drawing. He's like,
This
"Oh,
Yeah.
I have to send you something."
Oh, yeah.
And I got a package in the mail, and it was one of those mannequins, the drawing mannequins.
Oh, I don't really care for those.
Yeah,
But it's 360.
I don't know how much I'll use it, but I have it.
Oh my god, it's awesome.
I don't really recommend using them. They're too stiff a lot of times. There's some
Yeah.
out there that are all right.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I think it's really good to learn to draw poses from imagination as well.
yeah.
Yeah. I just sometimes struggle with poses being way too stiff.
hmm
Um,
My kind of key to like really kind of breaking a stiff pose is like really exaggerating line of action, because eventually you'll kind of bring it back to earth, and so your pose will become less stiff
Yeah.
inherently. So you start really exaggerated, right? And then
Yeah, that's a good
Mm.
point actually, because I sort of hesitate with poses, and so the idea of not hesitating and just going with it and pushing it further, kind of level
Mhm.
it out in the middle. I see what you're saying.
Otter, you got a question?
yeah, exactly.
Do I think that Crocodile Dundee would get along with Elven Rangers, or would they hate him for poaching? Well, judging by an image such as this, I don't think they would get along all that well.
Why is his lightsaber on his fucking
I have no idea.
jacket?
I like the alligator, I guess, or the crocodile right next to him. That's kind of cool, but yeah, I don't know what's going
Got a
on
lot
with
of
the
teeth.
lightsabers.
Whoa, that's a hat.
Yeah.
Now that's a knife.
That's not a hat. This is a hat.
What have you done, Wrangler?
You could do Steve Irwin lightsaber.
All right, Steve Irwin is next.
I knew you were going to switch to me when I was drawing the boobs. How'd
That's
I
a
know?
pretty obvious choice.
All right, switch back to it. There we go.
Do a radar for that sort of thing.
There we go. But yeah, so now you have like a really dynamic pose, and then as you kind of build the anatomy on top of it, it'll kind of come back down to earth.
That's the thing. I have used line of action with it, but even with me exaggerating line of action in it, I have still had my poses come out really stiff. I don't know what happened for them to end up stiff at the end, but I don't know. Sometimes I've really struggled with it. I have gotten better over time, but sometimes I struggle with it still.
So, what type of retro games have you seen that your students are getting into animate?
Well, not to make you feel too old, but PS2.
Most ancient console ever.
Well, and then things like one student of mine was really getting into like Castlevania Symphony of the Night and things like that.
Great game.
Let's see, older Mario games, Pokemon, Zelda. A lot of the time, people are kind of going back and playing older Zelda games. Just the good stuff, just really good stuff. I had a student who was really into got really into like Final Fantasy VI, which was cool. I told her she needs to play Chrono Trigger.
All
And
excellent
so,
games.
yeah. So there's definitely that interest, right?
Right.
Yeah, I was born in the mid '80s, so all that stuff. I grew up with all those games. Sounds
Mhm.
fantastic.
These Steve Irwin images are gold.
He's gonna get that stingray.
Now put rainbow hair.
Look at all those fingers. Fingers on that staff. That's a pretty
oh my
good one.
lord.
His
That one's
arms
actually not
are
bad.
huge. He's got gorilla arms. Holy cow.
His
For like
fucking
full
hand.
Irwin, yeah.
Look at those fingers.
His fist is as big as his face.
Those are
Watch
proper
out for those
sausage
elbows.
fingers.
Wrangler says make them play the original Prince of Persia game.
Oh,
That's a good one.
okay. I never did. I always wanted to play that one, but I never did. Oh wait, you're talking original. I'm okay. Reoriented. Actually, funny enough, I owned that one. Well, no, I never owned that one, but it was being sold at a flea market one time. I do wish I'd picked it up on Genesis.
All right, Umbrella. Now we're gonna watch each quit.
Well, I'm just getting the basic shape of stuff down, so.
Boo!
It's like
Let's
a
see, the toes.
yeah.
Well, let me make sure it has a shoe on automatically.
Still has a shoe. It's the shape of it.
Oh my god, Billy Bob, what have you done?
What have I done?
Yeah. You gave Steve Irwin rainbow hair.
These are great.
Oh, man.
You look like those parents would take you to get, photos done, and you'd have the laser background.
Yeah. What is going on with the second? Why are the lightsabers rainbowed down?
I'm starting to
I
question if
don't
those are
know,
even
but I'm saving
lightsabers.
all of these.
Oh my god. That one's
This little baby
nightmarish.
hand coming out of his arm. Yeah.
That was funny.
What is happening with his fist?
Whoa. This is
He
only
has
1/10
another
of his
arm.
power.
He's trying to like
just
fist
bumping the
bump,
back
but
of
he
his
has,
own
like, a-
fist.
Yeah, but a broken back end. Oh. All right, run it
Future of
through
art,
again.
ladies and gentlemen.
Run it through again.
Professional AI artist.
With any of these or just from scratch?
Pick the baby, or no, pick the second one.
Second one? So this one.
Yeah, let's see what it does to fix that fucked up
Alright.
mutated hand thing on a different lightsaber that's going through his forearm. Can you see this? Oh! Alright, after we run that one through, we're gonna add Chewbacca in the next one.
How long before we have AI comedians? You go on stage and it's just tell me a joke about this, and you just drop your quarter in.
We're probably already to that point.
Well, I mean, they were pushing Hannah Gatsby, so we're already kind of there, you know. I don't know if any of y'all remember who that was.
Oh,
You can ask ChatGPT to give you a joke like today.
Oh,
It's true.
I know what we need to do. Otter.
Yeah.
After we get through these, we're gonna put Hannah Gatsby instead
Okay.
with the Star Wars rainbow hair.
Okay.
See what it does. Oh, you're erasing everything, Umbrella.
I don't
Okay.
like it. I'm struggling
You
to draw
don't like
today. I don't
Be
like
sensitive
it.
to different cultures. You don't like it.
I don't like it.
Huh,
Yeah, I
watch
may
her
make
draw.
this.
This one is actually not terrible at all.
You know what? You know what you need to do, Umbrella Cat.
What?
You need to go to the extreme and make the like ridiculously ginormous anime eyes on this.
How did you know that's what I was about to do?
It's so funny. When I say the ginormous one, I'm talking about like the ones from like the late '90s, early 2000s, where they were.
We're talking window
Galaxy
pane
eyes.
eyes.
Yeah,
Well-
the ridiculous long ones.
I've actually been watching Cardcaptor Sakura lately, so
I don't know what that is.
think a similar vein is like Sailor Moon.
Listen,
Some
Frederick, I'm just gonna have to
vegetables.
bring this up. I don't think she's wearing any clothes underneath that. That
Right. I might have forgotten about that.
yeah, because
Oh,
it kind
well.
of looks like she's just naked under it.
I'll fix it in the coloring stage.
No,
Fixing
you're just
them
gonna
post.
leave it as an Easter egg. You see, like the second one, people are gonna be like, "Is she nude in that one?" But she's not in this one. That'll be your Easter egg. All right, what did it
Yeah, she
produce,
has
Otter?
jeans in the third bit.
I'm following Wrangler's suggestion in the chat.
Nah, you gotta do Hannah Gatsby.
All right, I'll get right back to Hannah Gatsby once this is finished.
We also found out AI hates Mr. Popo.
It really does, actually.
Ping dong, ping dong, ping dong.
Oh my god, what is this?
What in the world am I looking at?
AI
Oh, this is
art.
gonna be awesome.
Oh, I'm very excited for this.
I feel like Umbrella Cat's struggling with this suggestion.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I want to, but I've already drawn like these more realistic proportions.
I feel like we're seeing an
So-
android with lascivious proportions.
Why are you being so lewd? This is a Christian stream, Umbrella Cat, you know?
Oh my god. What in God's name?
I don't know what that is, but I want one.
I do too. Look at this.
Is that a four-legged monkey?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh.
Monkey riding it.
It's amazing. I would
Just-
buy that.
Did you put like Godzilla King Kong size Chewbacca's?
No, I did not at all.
What the
I just
fuck is
put Chewbacca riding Grimlock into battle.
Dog.
Well, Grimlock's a transformer, isn't he?
Yeah,
This
Yeah,
music
that's
is
why.
perfect for this. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
The music that we're listening to right now is perfect. Oh, whoops! I forgot to do.
Don't like that.
her eyes need to be taller. Like, much taller.
Her eyes
Taller.
need to take up her forehead.
Hold on.
More. More.
More. Matter of fact, I want half of her face just eyes. All right, I put the hand of Gatsby in on her.
Oh, it's coming along. What the fuck? This is strangely neat, but I have no clue what's going on.
That's not hand of Gatsby.
It's
You
really
might have to
not.
look up a photo of her and put it in there.
All right.
The heck?
This is strangely interesting.
Yeah, it's just random chick.
Generic AI lady.
Random chick that very questionable age.
Yeah.
Oh look, it
The
fixed
one on the left is so funny.
It really is.
fixed the melted hand with the second lightsaber in his forearm.
Just hear
And then
a
gave him-
General Grievous voice. I'll add that to my collection.
The Tenkage?
Yep.
Tell us what your favorite comic is. What made you want to draw? Which one?
Oh
inspired?
man, favorite comic. It's pretty hard to really pin down. I think. Well, like I was saying before, I grew up reading a lot of like '90s X-Men comics. So Chris Claremont, Jim Lee, all that kind of stuff, and that's sort of what got me into the hobby. My dad's friend brought over a box of just random X-Men comic books, and yeah, rest is history. I mean, I like everything from that kind of stuff to like Mobius, or
Heck yeah.
you know, even McFarlane's earlier Spawn issues, and Ninja Turtles is a big one for me. I love Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I don't know if I really have like a favorite that I can think of right now.
Oh
off the top
my
of
god!
head. Yeah,
What is going on?
Frank Miller is always a good way to go. I've got some Question comics that I really like, and I'm also a big fan of the Phantom Stranger, Neil Adams stuff.
What have you done, Umbrella? She's lost a quarter of her head.
I
I'm
think
just-
the AI for this has just made Ellen DeGeneres.
All right, let's see it. All right, put fat in the fucking thing.
Let's see how far this can
Star
go.
Wars. Oh, there's stupid lightsabers in the back. Some of it. Oh, Frederick's wanting to show some.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ooh, very nice.
Yes.
So you were talking about Moebius
Yes.
animated moon. This is Le Monde d'Edena, the world of Edena,
Ooh.
and it's a beefy one.
That's a tough
beefy
one to
book.
find, I think, too.
Yeah, it's like it comes in a plexiglass case. I don't know if
So
there's
cool.
a page numbering.
Oh my god.
405 pages.
Every
Just
Six,
pure
seven.
awesome art. Yeah.
Yeah, 407 pages.
Every time I look at Mobius, because like the comic I've been working on, the blanking, takes a lot of inspiration from it, and like every time I look at Mobius, I'm just like, freaking crap, man! Like how?
Oh, that's it. I give up.
I just, oh my gosh! It's like it always makes me think it's like I can do so much better.
Well,
It
that's-
looks so much cooler.
Part of the goal with this show is to, destroy people's hopes and becoming artists and crushing their aspirations.
Makes you better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a little bit of nudity here. You guys aren't ready for that.
I mean, if it's Moebius, there's going to be nudity somewhere.
Yeah.
If it's French, there's going to
Frederick,
be nudity somewhere.
I covered Berserk Deluxe Volume 5 on this channel. They were fine.
Yeah. I also like Juan. What is it? Jimenez. Juan Jimenez. He did.
Yes.
She's erasing the titties. No.
Yeah, he worked with Jodorowsky as well.
Yes, he worked with. Yeah. I actually just picked up the Fourth Power. He had a recent compilation book come out. It was the Fourth Power, and I forget the other one.
What
Star
did
Conspiracy.
you do, Umbrella?
Umbrella, it's all wrong.
Umbrella, what did you do? All right, now I gotta play this clip.
No, I'm not going to tell anyone. You know what people will say if they found out I tried to fuck a lady boy and it turned out to be a lady girl?
What'd you do to her tits?
I decided I wanted to draw a certain character, and she is not a woman. She's not a full-grown woman, so.
Oh shit.
Well, we just got flagged now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's supposed to be 10. So.
Jesus, Umbrella, why? No. Why?
We went from yay to Nay, very quickly.
Yeah.
It was bait.
Oh, yeah, are you trying to make it look like clothes now, Frederick?
Listen, she's always had clothes on, Billy Bob. It's your
Not that
perverted
bad.
mind. You guys are seeing bananas where it's a notepad. You're seeing no clothes where they're clearly
In that panel, there was no clothes on there.
was because I wasn't done seeing.
Mm.
And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you kids.
Is that what she had a butt crack?
Well, we still see the shape of her derriere, even though she's got tight jeans, you know?
Nicely shaped, by the way. Yeah.
Well, anyways, Umbrella Cat's trying to get us knocked off of YouTube.
But you know, I didn't really grow up reading a lot of manga or anything, or manga. What is it? It's manga, right? Yeah. But I did like a lot of anime came out, and it was people were still calling it like Japanimation back then. But that's sort of how I got into that.
Continue.
Yeah. Just trying to think, like more like Akira and like Dominion Tank Police and Record of Lotus War.
What's going on?
One of the
Otter?
ones I grew up
It's
watching.
Steve Irwin riding a shark with a freaking laser on its head.
I recently watched Lotus War not too long ago. I was like, JRPG the anime. Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds pretty good.
Pretty much. Yeah.
It's very much a D&D campaign made into an anime.
Yeah.
See,
Well, that's
we
exactly
were
what
gonna
it is.
get, what she's now giving us.
I like this pose. I'm making it a certain character, and she does not. She's 10.
No, she needs to be older.
I don't know if she. I was trying to think how old she gets in the series. Maybe 13 or so at most.
Oh God, it's getting worse.
That's right.
Anyway, back to anime moon.
I am drawing a happy or a sleepy little lad.
You need to do a Ghost Tinkerbell one day.
Why did that even come up?
Because you drew a ghost.
Oh, the ghost. Ooh.
He looked like a
the
delinquent,
ghost child.
you know, skater punk kid, with a beanie.
No, he's a nice kid.
Yeah, well, Peter Pan's nice as well. Unless your name is Captain Hook and he kills you.
Well, you know, he had to come.
And that's why we draw Ghost Tinkerbell. She died as well. As a pact, you say. All right, for G. Oui, it's a bonjour. Oh boy. And Frederick, you have 19 pages left to go.
I have way more than that. This is an ongoing series, so technically I have infinity pages to go.
To infinity and beyond.
And that's why I elected to have an end to my story.
That's right. Take that, Frederick.
I
Ouch.
do not want to do infinite pages.
Well, how many story arcs do you think you will eventually go with this, Frederick?
I mean, it's kind of like nested loops, right, Scott? You have your big overarching arc that is kind of like your North Pole or your North Star that your character strives towards that he never kind of gets until the very end, where you're like, okay, this has to conclude. But then you have smaller arcs. You have different steps in his progression. You have, different evolutions along the way, and you have stories that build up their own arcs within that, and you have secondary characters which come and affect the story as well. You tend to fall back on the secondary characters, especially in serial stories.
Hey, there's a lot of wisdom in the advice that you should really be putting a lot of effort into your secondary characters because they're the ones where you really don't know whether they're going to live or die.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's well put.
Oh yeah, I finally read the 3 chapters you sent.
Nice.
2 of those should just be merged together. Too short.
Yeah. I came across a couple that I'm working on right now where I'm thinking to myself, yeah, these should be merged together.
Oh god, it's worse.
Why, Umbrella? Why?
What's wrong
We
with
should have
it?
never recommended the anime shit.
What's wrong with it?
She needs to be older.
Just- we were gonna get big titty anime chick over 18. Now we're going to jail.
It's the bait and switch, or more accurately, the jail bait and switch.
Is that your cat, Frederick?
Ooh, what the heck happened?
I don't know what you heard, but no, my cat's sleeping.
I thought he's meowing again.
No, there's a crazy man in the street, though, so maybe that's what you heard.
Ooh, baby. Ooh, oh man. Tired today. And Tenkage, any games you've been playing?
Not really. Just kind of. I've been kind of busy lately. I haven't really been able to just sit and play. I was playing Observer for a while. That was a pretty fun game. Rutger Hauer.
Heard that one's really good.
Yeah, I like that a lot. But no, nothing I've been playing lately. Just been trying to get better at drawing and kind of energize me a bit to work on my story again. I sort of hit a roadblock when I was writing it, and I just figured, I'm going to try something different. Just see if I can draw it, and then keep writing after that.
Yeah, I mean, I got inspired when Mike Barron was explaining how he would just draw the comic in small format, almost like thumbnails, and he'd just write his script on a small, basically just a pencil sketch version of his story.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't feel like I'm really a novelist right now. It's kind of hard for me to sit down and do the novelist work, the writing. But
What the fuck?
what is going on? So I had to, I had to move different. I had to learn how to draw so that I can draw my characters, design my characters better.
NDA.
Yeah,
NDA.
and then I can, and then that'll help me dive into the writing part of it. I guess I'm just a visual learner, a visual creator. Try to be anyway.
Oh yeah.
Even when I work on something, like I get inspiration from drawings and pictures and stuff. So
Oh, for sure.
let's just cut out the middleman and draw it myself.
Yeah, I mean, that's what kicked off my desire to get back into comics, is finding a really bad James Bond comic. And I was like, well, how could they do this to my boy?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll do my own comic. I'll do my own thing, and that'll be that.
Yeah, that's sort of where I'm at. So I actually haven't been, honestly, I haven't been watching or playing too much of anything lately. I've just been trying to get better.
Oh, now it's looking like a boy. All right, we're gonna have to go sue Umbrella Cat Otter. She sold us false promises,
Yeah,
Well,
I
I may
call
draw some.
bullshit.
I may draw something with it here in a minute. I don't know.
This is what Frederick's doing right now.
Oh, you guys made me eat.
So the last game I played was Armored Core 6. I tried that out. It's a pretty fun game. I like the mission-oriented games, though.
I think I watched some footage of it. It was the FromSoft game, I know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the FromSoft games. So.
This is getting really cursed, by the way.
Did it come out good? The game?
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I'm not a diehard Armored Core guy. I'm sure that it was a little different from some of the ones I played back in the day on PS2, but I enjoyed it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's actually pretty hard too. You really got to pay attention to your loadout and stuff.
Oh, what the fuck?
Don't ask me, ask the AI. I really don't know.
I thought you said you were the artist.
Well, I mean, not really. Not at least when it comes to the bad ones. No, that's not my intent. All right.
You don't
Yeah,
take
most of it-
ownership of it.
Now that's probably not the best way to phrase it. Let's just say that I disown it and it wasn't really mine in the first place. Now the masterpieces, on the other hand, yeah, those are mine.
So what happened to the otter under the rock there?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
He was betrayed.
He had a bad day.
That's funny. You got squashed.
One guy the otter in the front. Nothing to see here. Please
Move
disperse.
on, Otter Police.
NDA.
Yeah.
Oh, have I played this on a stream yet? Hold up.
You get criticized either way. I tried both ways.
With fucking Christian. I'm gonna wear that clip out from the stream. What is going on with her hair?
She
What is
has
this hair?
like a couple of random strands that are longer than the rest. It's actually really cute, but I don't know if I'm getting it very well. And then she
Supposed to be in
has.
like a ponytail?
Yeah, I think she has it usually like in what are they, like pigtails or whatnot? They're like this. They're very tiny, kind of like that. I don't know. It's not turning out very well. I'm struggling to not.
Alright, you're gonna have
You
to
can't
redeem
tell.
yourself. A big titted anime chick. Yeah, the same.
Okay.
This will be your
Look,
redemption.
I feel like you're
story.
after a goal here.
Yeah.
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
really?
she promises something, and then now we're all going to jail. Like I said,
This is. I'm hating this. I'm hating everything I'm drawing tonight. This is awful. Okay, maybe I'll draw something else.
look, I won.
Mm.
Tenkage, what are you working on right now?
Right now, I'm not drawing anything right now.
Lazy
Just watching.
and-
I'm watching them draw. It's pretty awesome.
Just what?
Oh,
the
it's my
fuck?
Saturday, dude. I'm extra lazy today. I'll probably draw some
Same.
tonight.
Otter?
You asked about games, but I more often than not, I'm playing Switch games with my daughters because they love like Luigi's Mansion. So we're really into that right now.
Good choice.
Yeah, great games.
Otter, weren't you playing through Baldur's Gate 3 again?
Me? No. I've been thinking about playing through it again, but not yet.
I played like 12 hours of that game and I haven't touched it since. I didn't really didn't have really a problem with it. It just didn't really hold my attention for some reason.
It's one of those games where it's like it probably doesn't have the best plot hook to get you in the game. It's more
Yeah.
like the opening is really it kind of like hooks you in with the opening,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that it's just like you have a parasite in your head, you're trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
How you do it, just explore.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. I just
Oh
didn't
my
feel like
God.
exploring at the time. I love the first two. I think I told you guys last night that was sort of the first Baldur's Gate was like kind of my first PC game. I played Diablo before that, but
That game also has some insane difficulty spikes.
yeah,
It's a great game, but my god, some of those wizards in the game.
yeah, the grease spell.
What is the one you fight in the middle of like the mine or whatever? Well, there's a
Trying to
couple of
remember.
mines in the game.
And he's got like a party, right? I think I kind of remember that.
There's like one you're fighting in the middle of kind of like a it's It's the one where you eventually end up flooding it by the end. That whole boss fight, it's kind of just straight up cheating. The game is actively working against you, so the only way I won was through save scumming and then just running around and not taking the fight seriously.
And that was that's based on 2.0, right?
Yeah, that's 2nd edition. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure 2nd edition is a deadly system, but I also think a lot of that was just BioWare and difficulty spikes.
Oh, it's
Yeah, I'd
definitely
agree with that.
BioWare and difficulty spikes. Go back at any of their games, KOTOR 1, where it's like, oh, this ain't too bad, and you get towards the final mission. That's the one thing about them. When you get to the final mission, the game is just wants to beat your fucking face in out of nowhere.
So what you got to
really
do, you got to find the INI file, and then you just update that, and then you can enter commands. And then you just summon Dritz and let him do his work.
I like how in
Alright.
the first game you can actually fight Drizzt, and there is the possibility you can knock him out and steal his weapons and gear.
Yeah.
Here's my story with Dragon Age Origins, first playthrough. I get to the final mission, and like it was making the orcs one-shot them to make you feel like a badass at the beginning. And you're just, wiping out these constantly spawning or dark spawn. And then it wants you can either go directly to the boss, or you can fight the 2 generals and take them out before you go to the boss. Now they're not too difficult to do, either one of them. They're annoying. But before I could even get to the boss, you have to fight like 5 swarms of like the bullshit mage enemies and the swarms of the dark spawn.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
And specifically, you have the mage one that shoots like the insect fart plague thing at you and just eats your fucking health. I finally had to, I don't know, 2.5 hours of trying to fucking get through that, because I was just not out of potions and everything else. I finally get through that, and you get up all the way on the tower, and then you meet enchantments guy. You get your final potions and shit for the final battle.
The final battle really isn't that tough. It's actually kind of a cakewalk compared to everything you went through to get to that point.
What difficulty were you playing on?
I was playing on normal, actually.
He was not easy on normal. Now, granted, I had my character was a rogue who's daggers.
Oh, that probably explains it. I was playing as a warrior.
I had my tank and my 2 fucking shitty wizards, Morgan and the other one, the healing one.
Oh, I always forget her name.
Yeah, so we couldn't hit him in the air. Really. Like, you could only do like the basic damage, and the basic damage does nothing. And then the giant crossbow ballista things that are around there, everyone that I clicked on broke immediately. And you're supposed to shoot him with that to knock him to the ground. You can fight him on the ground.
Yeah, whenever I was playing through that boss fight, I didn't know what I was supposed to do. It's like he would kite around, and then eventually he just gets to one spot that's far away. There's no way to attack him, and he just stays there and shoots fireballs.
You see that ballista? The ballistas, you're supposed to shoot him with it.
Yeah. It's just at the time I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
On normal difficulty, they break each time you use it. And if you don't have the repair skill, you can't fucking fix it.
Oof.
And also enemies are constantly spawning throughout this fight.
Yep.
Minions. They just don't have the generals, they have the minions constantly on you. I finally had to give up and then try to look up a guide. Maybe there was a tips to fucking finish this. I saw one dude and he was like, yeah, use the ballista. And he was using it and he was spamming it. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then I saw that his difficulty was on easy.
Oh, go figure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, because you can just spam him to death on easy difficulty with the ballista. Because he gets stun locks him.
I still have my physical copy of that game. I might have to install it. Play it
It's like-
again.
In my opinion, the game is harder early on, and then, I mean, you could argue this for a lot of RPGs, honestly. It's tougher early on, but the higher level you get, the more you can just, like, have each fight be a cakewalk.
So Umbrella
But
Cat,
Dragon
when we look
Age, it's especially true.
so when we look at this chick, do we say, is there something wrong? Looks
What?
really sad.
Well, look at the pose.
Well, she's just inviting you, you know?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna just default to my own character. She's what I draw whenever I don't know what else to draw.
Alright, let's see it. Let's see what type of hair you give her.
She's the one who had big booba in that one sketch that I've not finished, like, inking.
Bad Umbrella Cat, you're supposed to finish it.
Yeah, I need to finish it.
You got it on Tenkage, you got it on PC disc or console?
Yeah, I actually have the PC disc from when it came out, actually. So what you gotta do is you have to build an Arcane Warrior Blood Mage, and then just nothing will ever bother you again.
I was playing a rogue and it fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the worst things were mages, the bandit fucking random encounters in the city.
Play it through the first time, then go back and just min-max an Arcane Warrior. I
Or
promise.
just play a mage.
Yeah, there's that too.
Play a warrior or play a mage. Playing a rogue is not going to be fun for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit happened with me in KOTOR. I picked the smuggler class. I was like, oh, I can talk my way. Yeah, I can't fight. And not only could my character not fight, I specifically picked the double-bladed lightsaber, Darth Maul, which you have disadvantage on rolls with it. So it's even worse to hit shit.
Speech was always my favorite thing to do in the Fallout games.
The what?
The Fallout games, like
Oh,
Fallout
speech?
3. Yeah.
Yeah, the Fallout games, they really worked on the storyline where you could basically win every mission without firing a bullet, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It is technically viable. It's very tough to do, but technically you can do it.
And you have to have speech to the max, even to have just the options to do it. And you can't fuck up the options when you.
And if it comes down to it, just have that luck skill maxed out too.
Yes, I like to luck 10 on Fallout.
Yeah, me too.
Because you get all the rare item. Well, you get the rare alien gun. You also I found like 10,000 cash in the truck.
Tenkage, have you played Fallout 1 and 2?
A long time ago, and I didn't finish them, but yeah, I have played those.
All right.
I have a GOG. What is it, GOG or GOG? That it's kind of like Steam, but I have all of my all of those old PC games on there.
So this is what you need to do. You need to return and replay the game, but make your character low intelligent.
Okay.
Like
That
low
also is
intelligence.
well done, yeah.
And then play the retarded playthrough.
I always we were talking about Baldur's Gate, the first two. I always would dump my charisma stat, my intelligence stat. So I just had like the dumbest, most uncharismatic character possible, but he was just everything else. He just could just steamroll right through it.
See you
Have
later,
a good night, Wrangler.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Wrangler.
Oh, good night.
Well, here's the thing, Tenkage. I love in Fallout 2, the Enclave soldier tries to be nice to you because his brother's retarded.
Okay.
And you're like missing your uniform and shit. And he hears you speak if you have low intelligence. He's like, oh, you're like them. Just like my brother. Here, let me help you find the suit.
And it's the
Don't worry about
Enclave, too. That makes it even better.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, they're pretty
Have to
ruthless.
get
That's
back on
hilarious.
that. 'Cause
Yeah,
I have
I've been
Game
wanting to go
Pass.
back and play those older ones because I don't know. They just I think that's why New Vegas feels so different, and people love that as it brings a lot of some of the older mechanics back.
Well, you had some of the old devs that were working on the original, the second one at least, and they also used kind of storyline ideas from the third one they had built, because they had built a third Fallout that never came out that was isometric, but they dropped it like at 80% of completion. They abandoned the project and the company went under, unfortunately.
Hail, Tim O'Burnham.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, the Van Buren project, that was the original Fallout 3 before Interplay went out of business.
There are still quite a few Fallout fans that'll swear up, down, left, right, and sideways that Van Buren is the true Fallout 3. They will not accept Bethesda's Fallout 3. And the worst part is I can actually see where they're coming from.
I'd have to look more into that. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's like all the documentation for the game is online, so you can see all the design docs and all the ideas, the storylines and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a trailer as well.
I see there's a map here. Cool.
There was concept art. Now, I forgot where it was supposed to take place.
I believe it was around the Chicago area.
It was gonna look fun.
Yeah, there's a couple of
isometric, more zoomed in, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was going to be more zoomed in. I think the combat was also going to be real time. It was going to be more in line with something like Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, I definitely would have checked that out. That sounds like a lot of fun. I like Planescape Torment. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I need to play more of Planescape Torment. I've only played some of it, but what I have played, I've really enjoyed.
I think it has the best writing out of all of them that I've played anyways.
That's a game that's carried by its writing.
Yeah.
You're not playing that game for the combat.
No. Icewind Dale was a good spin-off. I didn't mind those. And I didn't really play a lot of Wasteland. I know people love Wasteland, but that was one I didn't really play much of.
I think I played some of Wasteland 3. A recent one that came out.
Oh, yeah.
Look, we have Big Booba. Albeit Frederick is going to say Umbrella. Those are too small, you know.
But some of the newer ones, like Pillars
those are
of Eternity, is
decent.
good.
Yeah, I enjoy Pillars of Eternity. I do have some flaws with that game, but I still enjoy it quite a bit.
Oh, I
I gotta get back on that playthrough, Otter.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna restart it. I mean, fucking. Why did I pick Ranger?
I stuck with Fighter, and in fairness, I also played that game on easy mode, just so I wasn't constantly like shouting at my monitor. But I mean, I don't know. Fighter seemed like a pretty good class to me.
I'm looking up the Van Buren trailer. It doesn't look to be real time. Pause.
I thought it was. Maybe
I'll be right
not.
back.
It might be. I don't know.
Yeah, my big problem with Pillars of Eternity is it's. You could probably argue it's more verbose than Planescape when it comes to its writing and everything. The thing is, Planescape, it made sense. There was a lot it was describing to you, and the setting is weird in Planescape. In Pillars of Eternity, it is just a lot of minor miscellanea and just very small, unimportant details. The game really likes describing people like chewing away at their calluses or like biting the side of their cheek while they're talking to you.
Was it Matt Mercer's voice in the first game? You meet like his character.
He's voicing like a couple of characters in the first game. It's like Adair and Aloth. They're both Matt Mercer.
Well, I know one of them was making like jokes to the town people that they were fucking their sisters.
Yeah, that's Aloth. A lot of the characters he voices in the first Pillars of Eternity is they're actually some of the best characters.
Why is he voicing 2 characters? I bet you they sent. You can tell it's Matt Mercer on both.
Yeah, they're both pretty obvious.
You lose, you animate it.
I don't know what to draw, man. I'm burnt.
I really like this animation.
Draw a cutesy version of like a Tuscan Raider. Doing that.
Can you make his head bob up and down like he's breathing, or?
I might be able to do that. I can. Let me give that a shot after the Tuscan Chan here. Let's do...
Back to Umbrella Cat with Booba.
I like that hair.
More Booba. Yeah, the hair is really nice.
Yeah, like that long hair flowing like a river.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to look into a camera so that I can draw live too.
Do it.
Yeah. And then I can do like a time lapse of my learning progress, maybe.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
For sure, man. And it also proves that you're not an AI.
Yeah, that too.
Like this.
There you go.
There you go.
Absolutely
Really?
amazing.
I can't remember what they have, like little masks or whatever. Yeah, there you go.
Here, let me pull one up. Let me pull one up. Tuscan Raider.
There you go. I can do another little pose of him looking up.
What was it? Fucking KOTOR. I hated them in KOTOR because you had to listen to their actual dialogue, which was the whole fucking time. It's actually quite annoying.
It's like a walrus.
Yeah.
I just hope their part in the game wasn't like a huge portion. It's like a quarter of
There
the
you go,
game is in Tuscan Raider land, and that's like
Okay.
all the dialogue.
And they got the little bolts coming out of their heads. And he's got a little arm. And he's got little. What do the guns look like? They're just flintlock rifles. All right.
Just don't ever get Shadows of the Empire on Steam. It's a nightmare to try to play that.
A lot of Steam games, older Steam games, just they do not give any support to. That's why you go for GOG.
Yeah.
For sure.
Unfortunately, I have the Thief trilogy all on Steam, and one of the first things you have to do, pretty much just to have it be in any sort of playable state, is just install a fan patch to actually upscale the resolution and everything. Usually, it's improving the textures as well. It's all sorts of stuff.
There.
My best friend was really into Thief. That is a franchise that just has escaped me, and I should go back and try those out. So maybe I'll. Would you recommend doing it that way then?
I highly recommend checking out the games. I do think Razor has a point with the first game. You should probably check out Thief the Dark Project, not Thief Gold. The missions that are added in Thief Gold, I didn't mind them so much my first playthrough. I was just kind of like enthralled with the actual gameplay and the setting. Subsequent playthroughs, the missions they added in they're a real chore to play through because they don't really add anything to the game. It's just it slows the whole thing down.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah, they're really good games though. You are absolutely encouraged to save scum in those games.
Yes. Well, a lot of games are usually they do the checkpoint system. Usually can't save it. or at least you know,
Yeah.
see where you're at, reload it, retry.
Normally, I like having a quick save feature in my games. There's only some games where they can get away without having that, and it'll still work.
Yeah, GOG's great. They have all the old Heroes of Might and Magic on there and all that great stuff. Shadowrun, that's another good series.
Mhm.
I need to get into the Shadowrun games. I think I would enjoy them.
I think so too. I actually came into those kind of late. It was a few years ago that I picked those up.
I'm wondering how it kind of like tackles the whole merging that it does between medieval fantasy and then cyberpunk.
I would say they're one of the best at it when it comes to merging the two.
Yeah, it feels like if you're not careful with how you write that, it could
Well, they wrote
become shit really fast.
Yeah.
the races came in as a result of a mutation. So there's this period in human history where people started mutating, and the worst had it became trolls, right? And some were lucky and became elves, because the elves actually have a boon to their beauty, because they're actually mesmerizing and fascinating. Shadowrun has the best lore, honestly, especially compared to Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's kind of bland, but Shadowrun is it's got rich history. They really have the whole history of how North America, the different power factions, came to transform the countries. You even have a lot of the Native Americans being involved with the magic system, and it's the whole corporation scene as well is interesting. You got the corporations linked to dragons. Everything goes back to Japan and the Yakuza. It's very rich.
Yeah, completely agree.
I always hear that the Shadowrun setting, a lot of people have a great amount of fondness for. It's just the system itself, or maybe it's the more recent iterations of the rule system that people hate.
The most recent hasn't even been tested. They copy pasted stuff from the fifth, and they forgot bits of paragraphs. It's horrendous. Don't buy the latest version. To shorten the story, there is no right Shadowrun version. People have varying degrees of some like the third, some like the fourth. Some are true to the second. No one likes the first because the second is just the first that's been built on.
Yeah.
But 5 is also well developed but 5 is very rules extensive. But there's lots of good stuff. A lot of people were playing 5, but none is perfect. They all have their flaws. So you have to, as a DM, kind of curtail the story around the flaws of the system.
Anymore, I kind of gravitate towards rule systems where it's they have a lot of suggested rules in there to help out game masters and stuff, because it's I don't know, especially if you're posing a new rule system, I think you kind of have to have some sort of method behind the madness, not just throw a bunch of rules at a group and just expect them to know what you're talking about. That said, it's I want that, but I also want some fun flavor text saying, here's the rules we have, but also feel free to kind of mess around with it.
Mm-hmm.
Have it be flexible enough to where you can homebrew if you want.
Yeah, GOG has most of the games on there, it looks like, too. They have the Shadowrun trilogy. Yeah.
She's giving us a scantily clad lady. See?
Careful, she's 13 years old, but Billy Bob.
No. This one, she is probably in her 20s to 30s. So she's good.
Ask for ID.
Yeah.
Submit to a background check.
That looks great.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Didn't you read the one D&D books, Otter?
The one D&D?
Yeah.
You just got those, didn't you?
For the most recent? edition?
No, the first edition.
Oh, that's not 1D&D.
The first D&D.
Yeah, I've read some of the way through the books. I haven't read through all of it. One, because I haven't had them for terribly long. Two, there's a lot to actually read through. It's pretty damn extensive. But
With that, and you pissed off Jeffro.
yeah, I pissed off the Broasar, or well, not everyone in the Broasar. Pissed off some of them the other day. That felt pretty nice. And I'm like, yeah, I have no problem with y'all wanting to play like first edition rules as written or anything. It's just give credit where it's due. Stop with the stupid fucking historical revisionism and saying, oh, Gygax didn't really invent this. It was really just some asshole grifter on Twitter.
Rage.
I do really like the first edition books, though. They're really well,
Oh, that's
really well
looking
written.
good, man. Animation.
This is like the jankest way to do this, by the way. Do not animate like that.
Cool.
Impressive.
It's like there's so many better ways to do that.
We always do it the hardest way.
Well, when you're stupid, you know, you don't have too many choices. Oh, come on. It should come out good enough, though.
So what's the next thing we're drawing, guys?
Jism.
Jism.
Okay. All right.
I was going to say,
lots and lots of jism.
here's what I'm going to draw whatever you want, but like try to draw in someone else's style, like an artist you really admire.
Okay.
Oh God.
I think that would be kind of fun to see.
Rape horse, here we come.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Not subject wise. I mean, if you're up for, if you thought doing the stripes on the poncho was a lot of work there, Billy, have fun recreating Mira style.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I wanted to draw
Brick.
1,000 lines, little tiny marks.
Yeah. My wife doesn't even read those, and I showed her the artwork. She's like, "That's insane." It's all the
Yeah,
details.
I'll make sure it's like Millennium Falcon style of Mirsar. Just like, I'm not
absolute
getting anywhere close.
Best.
Like, I'm not even getting his early, Berserk.
Let the hatch commence.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just want you to know that if you ever commission me for some Berserk art, I charge by the line.
So, anyways, I wanted you to draw Ganishka with Zod.
Oh, if you're into
Ganishka is
that,
like he turns into a big giant cloud. Frederick and lightning.
A cloud.
Probably the easier
Also
one, but he has
draw
a big
them.
face.
Okay, I've got it.
Also draw them right in the middle of the forest. You're really gonna make a good profit out of that.
Yeah, and make sure that they're wearing chainmail. As much chainmail as you possibly can, Matter of fact, one day I'm going to commission you. I want to make my superhero Chainmail Man.
Yes, he's a mailman that
Wears
wears chains. Yeah.
And all his packages are wrapped up in chainmail as well to make sure they're secure,
Sounds good, man. I could see these
And there's a lot,
storylines.
His arch nemesis is going to be NDA, non-disrespect agreement man. He just goes around the neighborhood giving people papers,
Story writes itself, man.
Motivation and everything. Yeah.
Think of it. I mean, Ting Kage can probably do it, but me and Otter, we're fucked anime. Try to draw in someone else's style.
Keep going. Don't stop.
You actually do learn a lot by doing that, though.
Yeah.
So it's good fun. I remember I was doing a thing with some friends where one person would give a style and another person would give like the character. And I wound up with Zuko in Gendy Tartakovsky's style, and that was actually pretty fun.
I draw Jism in fucking Akira Toriyama style. Just Mr. Popo. In a skin outfit with the J.
He's going to be hurling out NDAs.
Yeah. Oh my
It's
god.
got an NDA launcher. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna
NDA
be
cannon.
Yeah.
NDH.
Oh man. Thing is, me and Otter are not going to be able to even hide behind like animals. We're gonna have to actually try to draw a human.
I watched it. I can't remember what the channel was, but they were doing like comic artists like battling basically. And like halfway through, they like have a wheel that they spin, and it's like it adds a character, or it adds a technique, or it adds some way of drawing, and kind of throws them off. You know?
That's cool.
Are you talking about like the artist battle thing?
Yeah, I
That's
forget what it's called, but they'll pick
know- I know
a
what you're
character and
talking
the
about.
style, and then halfway through or quarter way through, there's like a wild card, and they spin the wheel, and then they have to incorporate whatever the result is somehow.
I don't think they do style. From what what channel was this?
I'd have to. I think. I don't.
Was it like
remember.
Dark Grift?
I think it was. I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that. I don't think they do style. I think they just do character, pose, and then
Yeah.
like an item or something like that, and then they keep like rotating it through while they're drawing it on time limit.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I think like the one I watched. Yeah, the one I watched was Pumpkinhead,
Yeah, I saw that one.
and it was. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't like the style she was drawing, but I think hers was actually better in my opinion than
Yeah.
what's his name?
Um.
Gay Bar.
Yeah, close enough. But it just blows my mind watching people do stuff like that. You know, like off the cuff, and it just turns out. I think that the first one had gosh, what was it? Rini, I think her name is. I think that's her
Yeah,
name.
Rainey.
Yeah. And just
Irene Shkowski.
yeah.
That's the fiendish ones I recommend you.
Yeah, I have not read that yet, but I do have it. Actually, have it pulled up on my computer still.
They are really good.
Yeah,
I'm
me
reading
and Otter got to do our review stream on that. I might try to do that tomorrow, Otter, if we can.
I think I'm going to burn through the Mythicals and Inglorious Rex this weekend and give you guys my thoughts on that.
Cool.
Did
cool,
you get
cool.
Ghost of the Badlands?
No, I still haven't got mine yet. I have the
No, you
Indiegogo
ordered
one.
it.
So yeah. Oh yeah, I backed it.
Because Frederick's waiting for you can eventually order it.
Yeah, I'm kind of like hesitating on the price, and it's also like it could go all the way to July 20th before I get it, so I'm like kind of not incentivized to buy it.
Because I thought the whole point was supposed to be with the publisher version was it would make it where you're not getting fucked on overseas and stuff. It doesn't look like it.
There was
Yeah,
another
right.
series that it reminded me of that I want to read too. Let me find out what that's called.
Also, Frederick, you're pumping this page out pretty quick. You have to
I
draw
know.
all that rain.
Yeah, well, there's when you don't have to bring out the ruler to draw like architecture, it goes really fast. Like I have a couple of elements in the background, but I'll probably do them by hand because like loose inks over tight pencils is my favorite way to go.
Oh,
And,
should we
uh,
make that a thing as well? We have to ink our drawings this next time.
Oh yeah, that'd be
That would
interesting.
be fun.
But like, there's no restrictions. Like you can use a big pen if you want. Like
Yeah.
I just use an AI, a line filter.
only if you have 3D assets.
I'm sure I can find a 3D asset, Mr. Popo.
Probably.
Just throw an afro on him, There you go. All right, let's check on Umbrella Cat. She's doing a hand.
I'm not working on the hand. I was about to draw the mouth.
All right, let's watch her draw the mouth.
I don't know why it is, but I feel like the mouth is always the last thing I draw whenever it comes to drawing a person. Don't know what that says about me, but
Some people wait for the eyes at the end.
I always do the eyes first.
Yeah, first or last is common.
I found the book. It's called Wraith of God. It's by Aaron Lopresti. That's what it reminded me of.
Oh yeah,
the
I've heard of
Badlands.
that one.
Yeah.
Like,
What is with the
Perfect mouth. Pack it up.
Oh,
Amazing.
go with that. No, you gotta draw some big pouty lips.
No.
Okay, let me.
It's funny how you can accidentally just draw an expression, right?
don't know what to do with the mouth on this.
Give her big lips. Yeah, slightly
Bugs Bunny
open.
teeth. Yeah.
Oh gosh, now I need to correct the color.
All right, Animated Moon, give her some tips.
Ooh, some what?
Umbrella Cat.
It's a dude.
Figure out what mouth to make. Now
Like,
she
I
looks
need
happy.
details here.
Now she looks really happy.
This has been a lot of fun, guys. Thanks for having me on, by the way. Watching.
Oh, it's a pleasure, man. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for participating in the art contest, which is not a contest. And I've also got an art stream on Tuesdays. So if you're ever interested in swinging by and hopping on,
Yeah,
I'll
definitely.
be. I dropped the link, StreamYard's link in the chat of this chat. So
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, like I was saying before, jokingly, I'm gonna stop being so antisocial. I've just been super busy. Yeah, this last couple months, but I intend to hop in streams
Listen
a
here,
little more
George
often
R.
now.
Martin.
Yeah,
Calm
I
down.
know, right?
It took us 12 years.
I'm working on
for
4
you to
side
come-
projects, you know.
All of them not called Wins Winner.
Yeah. Didn't Neil Gaiman get really upset about? He's like, George R. R. Martin's not your bitch, or something like that. He got all
Oh, who?
Neil Gaiman actually, because people were
Oh.
giving George R. R. Martin such a hard time. He's like, he's not your bitch.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, dude. But we're all waiting here.
My opinion on Neil Gaiman it's like it fluctuates a lot. Anytime he starts talking about another author, that's when I immediately start tuning him out.
Yeah.
It's like if you want to see a creator be deconstructed and destroyed, usually it involves him, Alan Moore, and to a certain degree Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah,
although
Alan Moore, that's
not
a
quite as much.
conversation and a half right there. Yeah. Neil Gaiman, I actually really loved the Sandman comics when I was growing up, but I think that that was, it was sort of a phenomenon in the 80s when that came out. But I'm not a fan of his novels. I'm not a big fan. I don't really like. Maybe I don't like the urban fantasy style or something. I don't know.
I haven't really read any of his novels or comics or anything. I hear consistently, because I know he wrote Stardust, but I know there's a whole group of people who will swear their lives on the notion that the movie is much better than the book.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I liked the movie. I thought it was all right. It's a fun kind of fantasy film from that era.
Yeah, I
Roger.
enjoy the movie.
I think Animate Moon wants to curse you out.
Do I?
This seems tedious as hell having to go back and color.
Buddy, I'm an animator. This is what I do.
He's like, another day at the office.
This is nothing, man.
Hey.
Oh
You
my
call
God,
this
That
tedious?
face looks really good.
I just gave him a suggestion. It was up to him, my man.
Bro, I am being so lazy with this. I am being so lazy with this right now. This is like the cheapest way to do this possible.
That's better.
Oui, bonjour.
So yeah, the way I look at it is I'm giving myself a year of just kind of going through forms and perspective and shading and all that and shapes and stuff. And then after that, I'm going to dive into some more. But I know you learn along the way too. So I'm kind of looking forward to being a bit surprised, seeing where I'm at in a year or two.
No, that's a great way to do it. Really focusing on forms and just the you said, the fundamentals. Like not enough people do that, and they go in and it's like,
yeah.
Okay, bud, you really need to work on your fundamentals.
And I'm sure some people love it, but it's not the. I like it, but I guess for some it's not the fun part. The fun part is. They say to love the process, right? I remember in art class and stuff in school, they would always say to find your process and just that's the part about it that you enjoy. But I know for most people, they just want to get their characters drawn, and it's like it doesn't really work that way.
Yeah, for sure. You really do have to learn to love.
Yeah,
like you said, process for sure.
Umbrella, what'd you do to this poor girl's eyes?
I'm fixing.
First of all, she's not a girl. She's a woman. She's 21 or 22.
I don't know if she's that young or not. I'm not.
You know what?
I don't know how young she is. I just know she's in her 20s. I'm not decided on her exact age yet.
Okay.
Is she a story you're drawing for or character?
She's an original character. But yeah.
Alrighty. Back to other people.
From one pair to another.
I know we've got it made right now, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty great. I'm not complaining.
Frederick, where are you putting the text bubbles in this?
Right over her breasts.
All right, we're burning this comic.
Also, those breasts look like they could poke out an eye.
No, I rounded them out. I smoothed them. They kind of.
Oh, I see.
It's not so bad.
Carry on. Yeah.
No, keep it up.
Is there supposed to be text in that panel?
Not here, but the text starts popping here, so I'll probably be able to overlap the previous panel. And
I'm looking at this and it looks like there's too much room, or if you're gonna have to start covering the drawing.
yeah, for sure there'll be a little bit of covering, but it is a bit tight.
So it looks like you do your own lettering too.
Yeah, so I got a pretty good reference book on lettering, and I built up all the tools. I bought a font type, so it avoids all the errors you have with the stupid letter I, and it has 3 variants of vowels, so it doesn't repeat the same
Oh, cool.
hand-drawn letter. So it's a real professional kind of comics font.
Awesome.
And I set up a bunch of little bubbles that are pre-made, and then I can adapt it. It's all done in vector graphics.
See, I know I want to do my own inking and coloring, but I wasn't sure on the lettering.
Yeah.
It almost seems like a totally different craft in a lot of ways.
It is. It's
Yeah.
usually done by someone completely different.
Yeah.
I just wound up making a custom font and said that's good enough for me.
Yeah, because I know Eric Weathers does a lot of the lettering. His name gets thrown around a lot, anyways. But
Indeed, yeah.
Sorry, is the letterer putting up a text box and then drawing it in or typing it in?
If they're digital, then it could be typing, but if it's hand lettered, then
Yeah, it's mostly digital nowadays, unless you find some people doing it the old way. So they'll type it in. So they use like probably Adobe Photoshop. They'll have like a library of pre-made balloons that you can like drag over, and you could adapt for different sizes. And then you just like create your text box and type in the text and bold where you need to bold and emphasize and stuff like that. It's kind of its own art as well. Like it sounds pretty simple, but there's lots of little details like how not to let just one single word drop on a line, and how, there's a little bit of thinking that happens where do you cut off the words to jump the line, and how it looks. And so there's a lot of little details that involve creative decisions as well that you might not think of initially.
Also, Animate Moon, are you using a mouse or a keyboard or the pencil thing?
yes, I am drawing with a mouse. That's how good I am. Nah, it's a freaking Cintiq, my guy.
Okay.
It's funny how
Always
much I get that, and it's like, nah, you don't do this stuff with a mouse unless you're like uber dedicated. And it's like, it's not worth it. Because there's a lot, like, that kind of, there are ways of using the mouse to your advantage for like really cool vector style drawing and stuff like that. I've seen that.
That's what
It's
I was
actually
gonna
pretty
say,
fun.
yeah. When I do vectors, I use the mouse. I don't really care because you're just like, you're not drawing the whole line. You're just clicking the points and then dragging a handle to get the shape. So it's different
Yeah,
manipulation.
it's very like it's design focused, right? But again, this kind of comes back to building those fundamentals. Having a pencil to actually train your hand really helps. So it's good to have a Cintiq of some kind, or
Oh,
not
it's
even Cintiq, just some kind of drawing pad.
All right, what's she supposed to be wearing, Umbrella?
Dress. A dress.
Is that supposed to be a dress or a bra with the fucking skirt?
Well, it's kind of like almost a corset top. And then it turns into more of like a sheer pleated skirt. So
Yes, I know all those terms you told me. Every one of them.
well, she is supposed to be pretty sexy, I will admit. So I struggle with clothes design. So
I
it's
don't
like,
bother.
Well, to be fair, I mean, that's what most female characters are supposed to be.
well, it's like I wanted more of a form-fitting up top and then a loose bottom. So this is kind of what I came up with.
It looks great.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder. Never
Yeah,
messed
one
with
thing
this.
I've been trying to practice a lot of proportion because I feel like jumping into anatomy is a little too intensive right now. So I'm just trying to get used to proportions, and then I feel like anatomy is like advanced proportions almost.
Yeah, for
Basically, yes,
sure.
yeah.
For sure.
Truth be told, Tenkage, I have something that you would probably make really good use of down the line. So after stream, I'll send you a message here.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that
What are
sounds
you
great.
doing?
Oh, cool.
I mean,
It's
what
nudes.
trying to do, Umbrella?
It's supposed to be kind of like a patterned lace
Mhm.
for her sleeves.
Oh, cool.
And in Clip Studio, there are these basically like effect top of brushes, which I've never really used a whole lot,
Same.
but they kind of give you like pretty cool stuff. This is supposed to be rubble, apparently. Huh. Grass.
See,
Weeds.
what we're watching right now is what AI can't do. You know?
Draw a hand?
No, I just mean like picking through and choosing kind of what you want to do with textures and shadows and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The active choosing, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Oh, that one's
Choice.
actually pretty nice. I like the leaves. Let's make it smaller. Oh, it doesn't make the pattern smaller. They're still
Yeah, man,
large.
long sleeves.
Huh. What's this building one? Huh.
I think animated moon is skill.
I like the color
Might
choices.
be.
Ooh. That's cool.
There we go. Okay. Done.
There you go, Frederick. Now watch it.
Ah, it's beautiful.
I'm a sucker for that that blue and that orange color combination too.
Yeah, I like how his color came out. Actually, he's a fun little character to draw. I want to do a lot more with him. I actually made a 2D puppet rig of him in Toon Boom. I need to actually finish that.
Can
But
you
this-
add like a Parisian city behind him? Like with flying.
Yeah, with flying cars, dogs walking in the background, simple stuff.
Every panel is just him sleeping through different time periods.
Rip Van Winkle.
Yeah.
There needs to be like an anime samurai fight in the background in one of the time periods,
Black Samurai.
Samurai Champloo style, yeah.
Gonna go with a no on that one, guys.
Matter
Although
of fact,
he does
we
live in
want
a city.
Matter of fact, we want each time period to be its own art style as well.
As tempting as that is, I'm gonna have to decline.
You have to know where to draw the line, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right,
No,
all
it's
right,
art. All right.
all right.
Um,
We won't do the dog walking in the background.
Drawing is
okay?
contracting, right? Yeah.
but this was, like I said, this is probably the worst way I could have actually animated this because I had to go back in and manipulate it with the freaking marquee tool instead of doing it proper. But whatever.
The result is good.
Yeah. Got
It
the
looks really nice.
This is cool.
I want a pair of those shoes, man.
Yeah, his moon boots.
Yeah.
So what do y'all use to keep the eyes symmetrical when you're drawing?
Our eyes.
Yeah.
I know it's annoying, but that's true.
It is true.
You just get used to it. One thing that does help, I'll say this, one thing that does help is if you're drawing like a more realistic eye or a more complicated eye, don't draw them one at a time, draw them both at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. It goes back a little bit to what Tenkage is studying, like its proportions. So your face is going to be like divided into a certain grid that you can do for the eyes, because the eyes are like halfway down from the top to the bottom of the chin. And then it's like if you're seeing him face on, you'll have like 5 eyes width, and then you'll have one eye at position 2 and position 3, with the nose being in between.
Yeah.
So once you can lay down your grid, then you can pretty much keep your symmetrical eyes even in perspective and foreshortening.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big things is grids. Grids are like the unsung heroes of artists. They are so necessary.
That's why I started with the figures, and then the more it's weird how it happens because you think you just learn it and you apply it, but it doesn't really work that way, at least not for me. When I started doing figures more, and then there's a lot of emphasis on thinking in 3D, and once you start applying that more, it just sort of starts to happen. I don't know how to describe it any other way, but it's just practice. And then right now I'm trying to get better at actually having the eyes inset into the head and not just like pasted on, that pasted on look with eyes.
Yeah.
So
Umbrella Cat?
it's like steps basically.
Did she get ran over by a car?
No?
She's Jake from the Dark Tower.
Oh, poor Jake. You still got to get through the rest of that.
I get a lot of heat for it, but the only good Dark Tower book is the first one. So
I'm enjoying book number 3 so far.
yeah,
There's
I
some
got
weird
through the
bits.
first 3 pretty good, and then after that, they sort of lost me, but
Nah. Wizard and Glass is fucking the best.
yeah.
Flashback cowboy story.
Yeah, and I think that's why I liked Gunslinger the best. Just, I don't know, it's more my speed, I guess.
That's what you would like about Wizard and Glass. It's just pretty much a Western story for most of it. Rides in town.
That is true. I don't know, maybe I was just a bit bitter with the books before it. So
What is going on? What texture are you putting on her arms, Umbrella?
It's supposed to be kind of like a lace or like a, like a pantyhose type sheer kind of.
Well, Otter knows all about that. Is that right, Otter?
What?
Y'all, you know about wearing pantyhose and shit like that.
Fuck you.
Wait, why would she be wearing pantyhose on like her arms, not her chest?
Because
you ever seen Cowboy Bebop? And there's a episode with
yes.
Yeah, Faye Valentine wears those in Cowboy Bebop sometimes. I think it's like the 5th episode when they go to the show, the play, or something like that. She's sort of got a similar arm
I'm
sleeve.
gonna really piss you off because I've never watched Cowboy Bebop.
Come on, man.
Oh, you got to, man. That's a great one.
It's a good one.
It is really good. It's not my favorite, but I do really enjoy it.
Oh, I know.
I like Bebop, but I'm more of a Shampoo guy.
Yeah, I like Shampoo a lot too. Yeah.
So I watched the English dub, like first episode, like half of it of Konosuba.
Oh, really?
Now I don't know how like different between the dub and the sub are. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I've been watching subs, so I'm not sure how the dub is.
It was on YouTube. I just like clicked it and I was like, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
I think I got to right when they were getting into the world. After
Simon Pegg told me to never watch dub, so.
Who?
Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg.
Yeah, I saw a video. He's like, never watch dub. It's like, clearly this man has not seen Cowboy Bebop. Yeah.
Like, that was relevant back in, like, the friggin' 80s.
Yeah.
When there wasn't an industry, but, like, literally every dub I've watched, like, 2000s and onward, is, like, perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. Back when they were calling it Japanimation, I guess. You know.
Tenkage, have you seen the big green dub of Dragon Ball Z?
I feel like I have, but I'm not sure.
It's a real dub. Let me pull this up.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Here, I gotta pull it up. You gotta see it. It's the big
a long time ago,
dub.
I visited Sybil up in Canada there, and he had some funny Dragon Ball dubs we were watching, but I don't think it was that one.
Well, I mean, there's Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
That's what it was. Yeah.
They took from the joke with the Dende and stuff, and then from the big green dub, because they changed Piccolo's name to Big Green.
Okay.
Here, I'm gonna share it. After this ad plays. All right. There we go. Present. There you go.
Here we go.
Answer me. Who are you?
It's Big Green!
A child alone. Let me alone.
It's about time I was allowed to have some fun. Now I'm going to teach our visitor a lesson.
No, don't do it. He's too powerful.
You're right. Why didn't you tell me sooner? Hey, yeah, now it's my turn. Here I go.
No, don't do it. He's too powerful.
Why do these It's always happened to me.
That's right. Everyone of my race can become a giant gorilla. I'm truly sorry that one, but I have to have a clear conscience.
Oh, and the Super Saiyans, the Saiyans are not called Saiyans; they're just called Space Warriors. That's the name of the race.
Oh my word.
Computer tells me that your blood is identical to my own. No, it's not okay. I'm still hungry. Oh, Goku! Oh.
It's so bad.
Great.
Have you guys seen the? I think it's the Finnish dub of Digimon.
No.
Finished.
It's something else.
I'll pull it up and we'll
Let me
share it.
Hold on. I'll send you a link here.
Big green.
One thing I love about dubs though is there's always that one guy you hear in that's always in like every dub, and he's just nameless, but you recognize the voice immediately.
You know what I love about the '97
It was
Berserk?
uploaded 17 years ago.
In the '97 Berserk, Goku, the voice actor, he plays Gaston, like a minor character of the show.
Which one of you is Goku?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, like there's an outro take where the Guts actor, what he just said, was like, "Which one of you is Goku?" Oh, you gotta go. Poor Gaston, his fucking head exploded.
Gaston did
prostate.
not deserve what he got.
I feel
Well,
like
that-
I'm in
that's
someone else's
everybody
story.
in-
Explodes.
Yeah,
Gonna
that's
say, yeah.
everybody.
While you're mourning the passing of Gaston, I'm over here, pouring one out for my boy Judo.
Oh, poor Judo.
God, but let's be honest, Gaston's death was way worse. Like, he was alive while his head was expanding with the apostle in there. Then it explodes.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Oh boy.
So are they
Gina
actually
walking-
going to finish it? Are they after all this?
What?
Berserk? Are they still planning on finishing it?
What do you mean?
The manga, Berserk.
It's still going, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay.
Oh yeah,
His
yeah.
assistants, yeah.
The assistants are drawing it. The best friend of Mira wrote out the plot for the rest of it, and then there's another dude writing chapter by chapter of that.
Okay. Yeah, so I had heard that. I just didn't know if that was still what they were doing or not.
The last chapter came out in April of this year. But it was like 6 months before on the other one.
Yeah, I got a lot of catching up to do.
From what we're being told by the best friend and everything, we're actually in like the final stages of Berserk, like the story.
Mm-hmm.
Because can't talk about it too much because we've got Frederick, but basically everything's getting set up for your finale with like the both sides being able to fight each other.
Yeah, I've just been waiting for it to kind of finish up, to be honest.
See you in 10 years then.
Yeah, exactly.
What did they say? They were like 4/5 of the way through or something like that?
90 years
Yeah,
old.
like the best friend, he literally said like you maybe got like 10 years before it wraps up.
Jeez.
Only 10
Oh my
years.
gosh.
Now, granted, it's taken like 3 to 6 months to get a chapter out.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Did you send that link?
I did in the private chat.
Oh, in the private chat. I was looking in Discord.
You guys should check out Blade of the Immortal if you haven't read that.
I think I've seen some of it
Yeah.
before. Yeah, he's like a samurai, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's like cursed to the point where he can't die.
Yeah, I've seen the hardcover like deluxe one they have for that.
Oh yeah, totally worth it. I have the first 2 volumes of that. It's basically the same quality as the Berserk ones are.
Who did the? Because I know Hellblade has one, or the whatever the fuck it's called, Hellblade Singer. What was it called? Which one was it called? Hell Rising.
I'm not sure.
Otter.
Hmm?
What's that show that? The Dragon Ball Z abridged people. They also dubbed or done like a fan
Oh,
dub.
Van Helsing.
Oh,
Yeah, Van Helsing. They have the Vinland Saga one.
I think
They
Trigun.
did Vinland Saga?
yeah,
the
they did.
Vinland. Yeah, Otter was arguing with me because he has the 2-in-1s that are done by the Japanese publisher, and I was like, "Yeah, but there's also like a deluxe edition version as well. It was a 3-in-1."
Well, I know it was Dark Horse that did like the Berserk release, Blade of
Yeah.
the Immortal, and they're doing Trigun. I think is coming out because I'm pretty
Did
sure I
they
have that
do
one on
it?
pre-order.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not out yet.
Oh, and you know what all sucks? The Japanese people don't get these.
It's kind of ironic.
Like, imagine if you're in Japan, you find out that the Filthy Round Eyes get like this big ass deluxe edition hardcover.
Of like X-Men or something, yeah. And you can't get it.
Like, you just gotta imagine being like, "You motherfuckers." I'm stuck with tiny volume, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, they like bought up the Art of Berserk book. The Art of Berserk book's not really worth it for us getting, to be honest, because we already got it in that format, style, and size.
Yeah.
But like for them, it's worth it.
I have like the Gunsmith cats, and that was man, those are worth a pretty penny now, and I got them for free basically. So buying the individuals can be pretty expensive, so it's really nice to be able to get those deluxe
Animated Moon.
books.
It was uploaded
Is this the,
17 years ago. What do you expect?
What is
It's 144p, my guy.
Oh,
yeah.
We're taking a trip back to old YouTube.
That's slightly better than
Holy
VHS,
shit.
actually, I think.
Menan, Menava.
What the fuck is this?
Finish acting.
And what the fuck?
They sound so enthusiastic.
Jesus Christ.
Dubbing this, yeah.
So that's what the finish we're getting up to back in the mid 2000s.
Oh man. Yeah, dude. How old is that video?
17 years old.
17 years old. So
It was
like
uploaded in
2000?
2006.
Yeah. Because GTA 5 is 15. That came out in 2008. Damn. That 144p, boys.
Yep. Classic.
And you couldn't really tell what the fuck was going on.
But it was something.
It was a magical
Oh,
thing.
Frederick, did you find the clip for the dial-up so you can have?
For the dial-up, refresh my
dial-up.
memory. What clip with the dial-up? You gotta refresh
The
my memory.
dial-up internet sound.
Oh,
Oh, just the dial-up internet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not hard to find.
You got to get it as like your ringtone for your phone. Throw people off.
56K.
Yeah, man, it
Both
was the,
ways.
it was the strangest sound. Remember, like dun, dun,
It did not sound like something working. It sounded like something breaking.
Indeed.
Alrighty, we're 3 hours in. Y'all ready to wrap up?
I'm down.
I'm just warming up. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's Saturday. I was drawing comics all week. I'm taking a break.
Yeah, I'll probably do some practice tonight, but I'll be around if you guys want to chat or DM or whatever.
Cool.
Alrighty.
Cool.
Shit. Let me get off this screen. Nope, wrong one. There we go. Alrighty, Frederick. Shield.
imakecomics.com is the website. It'll take you to my current project, bradtelecomic.com. On there, I've got a link to, you can subscribe to the mailing list to get updates. You can view samples. You can see there's a progress page that shows you up-to-date progress bars on where I am in the penciling, inking, and color stages. And yeah, you can also check in on Tuesday's art stream on my channel, and with guests like Billy Bob and Lord Otter and other people from this channel. So stay tuned.
Yes. Umbrella Cat.
Yes, you can find me on DeviantArt, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, all under Umbrella Cat. And I sometimes do art. But yeah.
Nice. Animated Moon.
Well, I wish I could tell you to go to my website and read my comic, but it's down right now, which is kind of sad. So I gotta get on top of that and fix it. But I've been trying out a new platform called Kara. I've been posting there like every day of just random art, kind of old art as well. But if you want to see just doodles, things like that, different pieces and whatnot, I've been trying to be a lot more specific about uploading there. I'm also on Twitter. I hardly use it because it freaking sucks, but I got it. And the biggest place you can find me is I stream usually Tuesdays and Thursdays on my YouTube channel, all of it under the Animated Moon. And I'm going to try to really start streaming more often this summer and see how that goes. So that's the best place to find.
Nice. Tinkage.
Yeah, nothing to shill yet, but stay tuned.
You dirty whore, you got a YouTube channel.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at TinkagehQ or at Tinkage on YouTube. But like I said, stay tuned.
Otter.
Well, if you're interested in fantasy or swords and sorcery, I have a book on Amazon. It's called Steel and Stormbright, The Curse of the Star Raids, a story about two brothers who are kind of against the world in a sense, one way or another. You can find weird fantasy, high magic, and some athletic titties as well. Yeah, find it on Amazon.
Yeah, but there was like a misprint. It's actually called like Skill and Cuckbright, you know?
Yeah. Well, NDA.
Alrighty. You can find me on Only Gremlins on Substack.com. And either tomorrow or sometime next week, I don't know, me and Otter will be doing Fiendish review. Because he finally got his copies like last week. Still waiting on their Ghost of the Badlands. Probably sometime at the end of this month they'll have it. Or he'll have it. Him and Tinkage.
Yep.
But alrighty, let me play our goodbye outro. Where is it? There it is.
The sun has gone to bed, and so must I. So long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, 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 goodbye.
Kapla!
Kapla.